Welcome back to What Remains. This is session number 17 entitled um, Rumble at Thundercliffs. Last session, the group found out approximately or had an idea of where the cultist might be lairing. They got a hold of a boat with Jareth the fishmonger of House Sereda, located in Land's End. They sailed out to investigate the Thundercliffs, and they found signs of people layering up inside one of the caves. They were following what they heard to be a conversation between merfolk who had escaped them and a cultist, and they have managed to find that exact location. Um, the chaotic elements of the party have remained behind. I'll say
Okay.
some of the chaotic elements of the party have remained behind. I guess not all, while others have entered into a discussion, posing as the members of the cult, following Malika's lead, um, and quick upside down turnings of holy symbols that were being worn. Um, in this process, they have come into a decently sized lair with a royal of water inside of a well before them. Up on the steps, a dog starts to descend down towards you. More of a hound, really. Probably about 4 foot high at the shoulders. It appears to have fire kind of brewing up inside of its mouth as it steps down, and an old gentleman, a wizard, a magely type, appears to be behind the dog, coming down to investigate what's happening. The cultist who led you in and who had taken your prisoner, the child, Anton, is now tossing the child into the royal. And we stopped right then at the end of that session. So it really is up to you how this plays out. So if you are falling into the water, again, it just looks like churning water. You don't know why it's churning, but you could guess bad. So Anton, it's really to you, and those are watching at home. Um, bear with Brian today. Um, he is recovering
One
from
monitor. One
one.
monitor.
One monitor is the biggest of his issues, I suppose. But that said, Anton's being tossed in. You have a couple of options here. Narratively, you can kind of descriptively tell me exactly what you want to do. Plenty to
I,
happen here, and whatever you
I think
say.
I
Go ahead.
think I want to do an acrobatics check to get away. Or how tight is this guy holding me?
Well, he's okay. Basically, he's doing like he's got you up here, right? Oh, whoops.
Yep.
Okay, he's got you up here, right? And he's bringing you down. And he's going to basically like baby out with the bathwater, kind of chuck you into the bathwater. So, right, or baby. Anyway, he's basically just doing like a toss. So,
Okay.
narratively or descriptively, just tell me what you're planning to do, and based on what you're saying you're trying to do, I'm going to
I'm,
tell you what to roll.
I'm going to try to do an acrobatics check
No,
to
no,
get
no, 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 no.
away.
Hold on, hold on,
Oh,
hold on.
no, 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 no,
You're
no.
metagame thinking. Think of it more in like a narrative point. Like
Oh.
an
So I
act.
want to
Yeah, what are you trying to do? Not acrobatic check doesn't just resolve a situation. Are you trying to grab back onto him and flip onto him? Are you trying to like leap
Yep.
over to the other side and flip over onto that side? Are you trying to like toss him? Just be as descriptive and imaginative as you want.
Ooh, being imaginative right now. So I think I want to try to flip up onto the dude's back
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of jump towards the rest of the party.
Now, are you trying to springboard off of him for any ultimate effect, or just getting over him to the group?
Just getting over him to the group.
Okay, simple acrobatic check.
Aha, I remember how to do this.
Okay. So you all watch as he's basically being pulled down. You see his feet kind of brace against the man's kind of thigh, and as he's getting ready to toss Anton in, Anton kind of uses that momentary leverage release to leap over his shoulder, kind of springboard with his hands off of the guy's back, and land right behind him, shifting the man closer to the edge, but not directly into the pit. He's a bit confused and turns around. Anton lands, and then what? From Anton. And
So,
if anyone else has anything they want to do immediately, feel free to jump into.
can I hit him with a sneak attack
Well,
or surprise?
he
He's
is a bit surprised, but he is turning about defensively, so not so much. But you can brandish your weapon and get ready for that. Uh,
okay. I
Gord
will pull out my rapier.
Gordier's going to do the classic nope and kind of step to the side. um, since Elizabeth is currently not with us, work and whatnot. Malika and Fiona, what would you two like to do?
Fiona is gonna kind of look at Malika and kind of like pause for a second, but seeing the confusion cross this man's face and realizing that like there's no way she can't talk them out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she takes a step to the side right here and then does mortal coil on him to attempt to push him 10 feet into the water.
Okay. So go ahead and click that spell. And those of you who are watching at home, Mortal Coil, I believe, is presented in the Dirks and Daggers DM's Guild. Pretty cool. Strength saving throw, which he will fail. And yeah, Mortal Coil states create a lash of necrotic energy that strikes one creature within range. Strength saving throw or be pushed back 10 feet. And if the movement is blocked by another creature or it ends the movement, which. So I wrote the spell. That is very interesting because if you push him back 10 feet, he'd just be on the other side. But I know what you're trying to do, so I'm going to actually allow you to roll a d100. I have a percentage in my head which will determine it goes my way, but if you roll over that, you're fine.
Okie doke.
The percentage I selected was 15% chance that he falls where I want him, and since you rolled way over that, you're going to be knocking him. Basically, he kind of gets shunted by the lash, slams like his back onto the other side, and then kind of falls into the royal. Kersplash. Okay, and Malika, seeing that happen, again, surprise round for you. You have one action you can kind of perform here.
Okay.
Ah.
I had, I think Warlock minds think alike.
Mm-hmm.
I also was thinking maybe we can shove this dude. So does he take damage from that spell?
He does take damage for that because his movement was blocked.
Okay.
Which would have been 10 damage.
So how deep is this royal?
So, since you're kind of moved away from the edge of it, you can't see what really happened to him. You hear a loud curse splash.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a bit of water kind of comes up out of the hole for comic effect.
So we can't see him from here.
If you are not on the edge of it, no. So it's deep enough that he is completely inside of the hole. Correct.
Okay, so I'm just gonna prepare an action then to I'm afraid of that dog.
Do you want to? I mean, if you don't want to, if you don't have anything planned, you can go ahead and make a either Arcana or Religion check to kind of try and identify that dog.
Let's do that. That sounds like a useful.
Knowledge is power. So yeah, either one, your choice, doesn't matter.
We'll do Religion.
Ooh.
Mm-mm. So you would, even still, you do have one noticeable piece of knowledge here. That is not a dog. That is a type of fiend. But other than that, you aren't certain.
Okay.
All right. It is a doggo, but it is not a doggo. All right, so then we'll go to the initiative tracker, and I will change up the music. In the meantime, Avrat and Hezrod. Hezrod is by proxy being pulled along by whatever choices Jonah the player makes.
Okay.
I did not ask Chad for his permission on this, And if he can test it in the future, then I will tell him he's wrong. Narratively, this was the best choice.
Okay.
So you can roll initiative. What is Avran's mentality? Again, you do not know what's going on in there.
Okay. Since Avran doesn't know what's going on right now,
Mm-hmm.
he's sort of like, I forgot what Hezrod was gonna do, but I think Hezrod and Avran
Mm-hmm.
wish, like, he was in fish mode, so we're
Yeah.
gonna sneak up here and try to see what the hell is going on.
So you are trying to be stealthy.
Yes,
That sounds
both of
totally
us.
in character. Okay, great. We
For
will
sure.
we will go with that. So go ahead and roll initiative. And
Okay, I did. I got a 12.
operationally, Hezrod rolled stealth last time and succeeded. So you are technically hidden. Moving
Okay.
out of that position will cause you to make a stealth check and use your action to do so during your next turn.
Okay.
But for the purposes of combat, you are hidden. Let's see, we've got Malika, we've got Fiona, we've got Avran, we've got Alton, we need a Golradier.
And a Hezrod.
Uh-huh. I love micromanagement. And Hezrod is... And... is going to be on... Okay, so they will be acting quite low in the turn order. Perfectly fine. So, Malika, what's your dexterity?
Oh,
It's higher than 10. Go ahead.
3.
So your turn is actually first. Golradier will go after you.
Okay. Alright, so I will use my bonus to put a hex on Doggo.
Okay.
And I will just go with the classics for now. Well, okay, we'll do this one.
Sorry, I'm
So I
messing with
need
levels.
an intelligence save.
Intelligence save from Tooth and Claw. Okay. Bear with me here. And no benefits. Okay. So you watch the sliver appear and kind of enter into the hound's head. It seems to extract, like it seems to kind of enter in perfectly, not extract, enter. Okay, so it'll be a total of 5 damage. Okay. All right. Perfect. Golradier will go. Golradier is going to cast Bless on the people that are present with him. And in typical Golradier fashion, will then step behind everyone back into the hallway, keeping an eye on the low bit of water that you walked through when you got here. All right, Golradier's done. Fiona's up.
All right, I do not trust that hound. It looks scary as hell. And also, I love that my new friend Malika keeps doing this eldritch shit. So she'll see the like glowing target appear and kind of smiling, let off 2 eldritch blasts at it.
Yep. And again, yeah, it would have been the red
Oh
X.
wait! I don't have eldritch blast. Why'd I say that? I'm so sorry. I switched it out at
warlock.
one point. I meant let out a Toll the Dead.
Right. Okay, so then wisdom saving throw will fail. So go ahead and click the
It
spell.
hasn't taken any damage yet, right?
It has taken damage.
Oh, right, but it does it when I click it anyway, right?
Yeah, we didn't fix your Toll the Dead. You're the only person in the world we've never fixed the Toll the Dead for. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right
You want
now.
me to just roll 2 d12s?
Can you do me a favor? And no, I'm gonna fix it. You can roll the 2d12s. That's fine. I'm stopping the stream right now. I would like for you four here present to entertain the people watching for a couple of moments while I finally, after 17 sessions, fix this spell that I have said I'm going to fix and have never done. Bear with me.
I got you, homie.
Thank you.
Hey, what are you gonna do about it?
Uh,
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's happening. No,
Dude,
That's-
I'm
you don't know
fixing
what's
it.
happening. I don't know what's happening.
this is my entertainer one.
Spells are hard.
I go in there to start fixing it, and she's like, "No, I
Is it like
don't
a-
want it."
Like a,
I didn't know that you were opening it like that. And
Oh my god, it was already fixed at one point. Oh,
it's like a bad Robitussin trip all of a sudden.
it's
There you guys.
I fixed it. I did fix
Hey,
it.
you guys!
so
Okay, so then when you click it on the when you click the word spell on it, it does
Right.
that. But if you look at your front page, you should see the words
Right.
"Toll the Dead." If you click that,
then
it will throw the spell. And
Hey.
oh, you have 2 on there. The very bottom one, not the top one. I'm gonna
What?
delete that one there. Okay,
The bottom.
great. Now the reason why you want to use the one that I clicked is see how it has 2 categories.
yeah, I was just gonna say mine only did d12s. when I
Yeah.
clicked.
So that's why I just deleted that. That must have been a weird, not right situation there. But the way it
Okay.
is now, so if you click that last Toll the Dead, it will throw down 2d8 and 2d12, and you'll take the results. So you rolled a total of 10 for your rolls, but you can see that sometimes the 8s might roll higher than the 12s, and that's just bad luck, I guess. But
Truly.
10
Cool.
damage. Okay, cool. You are fixed. I don't have to do it again. The meme is over after so many sessions. Great. And thank you for your Stallone. Was that a Stallone? Were you doing Stallone?
I don't know what I was doing, to be
Okay.
real with
Well, I'll
I'm sorry.
well, granted, it's great. Fiona, any movement or anything from you?
This area right now we have not been down yet, right?
Correct.
It might be a little bit risky, but also she'd rather not be in like the direct line of sight for this creepy old man. So she's gonna go down the hallway a little bit, probably just
Okay.
right to here.
All right. Alton.
So I would like to move. I will go with Josie's character. I cannot remember the name
Fiona.
of. Yep. And I would like to go stealth.
Okay.
And then
So-
I will.
Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
All right. Hold on, no mouse. Come on.
Believe in yourself.
I believe. Come on, no mouse. Fudge off.
While that's happening, Avran, what would you like to do?
Okay.
Where'd it
So
go?
firstly, Hezrod and I will
Well, no, just you.
Oh, just me. Okay, so I will walk upon this beach.
Okay.
I
And
will
are you
say-
trying to use your action to hide?
Do they look hostile? Like they saw me on the ship, right?
They did not see you swim over.
Okay. I'm just going to walk up.
Daniel
And-
Craiging it. Okay.
Yes, indeed. I will begin a conversation with this man.
Okay. The second you start to approach him, he looks surprised as you kind of come out of nowhere and you see him reaching for a dagger.
Whoa.
Okay.
I am not your enemy.
That appears to be all that's happening for your turn based on your
Yes.
decisions. You can
Yes.
make a. Well, tell me what you say. Tell me what you say besides I am not your
So,
enemy.
as he reaches for his dagger, I'm going to just say, "Hey, I was a part of the orphan capturing slavery business." They
Did you do?
they
Hold on. Did you do anything else about your person or character before you came over here?
no.
Okay. So he says, "Why are you wearing a holy symbol of Atavius then? I need you to make a deception check."
Okay,
'Cause
fair enough.
I think I have an idea of what you're going to say next. Um,
I
I
forgot I
don't
had
even
this
know what I'm
on.
gonna say next. I will use the
Oh,
inspiration that you gave me
that's all right.
when
Okay.
we played Borderlands 3.
So you're trying to fake like you're a member of a kid killing cult,
Yes.
and you're dressed up like an Atavian knight. Why would you be doing that? What would be your go-to lie for that? Anyone can
So
go ahead.
for that, I will say the reason I'm dressed like this is to capture even more children
And you see him
because they
go,
always trust this.
it's a good idea. Okay,
Indeed.
great. So he seems to be distracted by you, and the conversation is going. But since it's
Cool.
a 6-second bit, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next
Yes.
part of the content.
Sorry about that,
As a
guys.
part of the surprise round, Fiona, you see a very large, burly individual in kind of half-plate armor with a morning star over one shoulder and a pistol in the other hand. Looks like it's kind of he's holding the handle of it, but it's kind of like in like a belt holster. He comes up and around into this way, and he sees you, and he goes, "What the hell?" And he kind of sounds like the guy who murdered the merfolk on the other side of the sending stone that you overheard. But he's surprised. You're also surprised, and it's this guy right here. Also, on top of that, yeah, he can't see past Fiona, so you're still hidden, Alton.
is this the guy I'm looking for?
No, no, no.
Okay.
That was the old guy who's in the other room,
Okay.
the leader of the cult. Hezrod, hearing the situation, you hear a dun 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 dun, and Avron and this cultist guy kind of look over to the water and see him kind of swimming towards the land, and then like it snaps back to Hezrod who's still swimming towards the land. And it's like dun 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 dun, and then it goes back to Avran and the guy talking, kind of looking there, kind of confused. Then it goes back to Hezrod dun 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 dun. And then it goes back to Avran and the guy kind of looking over in that direction, confused. And then he comes splashing over with a big ass axe and smashes this guy.
I like it. Builds character.
I just genuinely don't
That's
think
fair.
he would do anything else.
Probably. But you forgot the Eldritch Blast.
Oh, right. He would be shooting Eldritch Blast first, but I already clicked the War of Fury.
Oh,
So.
okay, it's fine. It's fine then. He
I'm
would.
I'm not going to spend any of his resources. I don't spend
Okay.
people's resources.
Okay,
Alright.
good.
Chops into him. That's them. That's for them to spend. But yeah, smashes into this guy. All the guys who are up on the boat and up near on the ledge kind of look over in your direction like, huh? Confused. Malika. Oh, sorry. Not done yet. I have the dog and I have the wizard.
The
I
wizard.
knew he was a fucking wizard, that shifty old man.
So I'm looking for the wizard.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm trying to think of what
I
path.
looked down the tunnel.
Alton actually hid, so I would be going for Malika, I think. With
Oh.
this.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's great. That's great.
You got this.
Okay. It kind of.
I believe in you.
You said inspiration?
Yes.
Okay. So you spend your
get-
inspiration. You see it bound down kind of around the pool, kind of come in front of you, and its mouth starts kind of glowing hot red for a second, and then you see it shift to like a bright blue. When it breathes out, it's this kind of just burst of cold air that slams into you and kind of rushes around into the room behind you. You take 13 points of damage. That's half. As it breathes, and you kind of duck behind a corner and kind of pull up your cloak to kind of like buffet the cold winds. As the dog does that, the old man steps out, and you hear his voice. Interesting. If you surrender now, I will not have to kill you all. and then you hear a whoosh sound.
Is that a whip?
Alton,
Oh, never mind.
you are no longer hidden, as the
Oh
guy
no!
who was pushed into the water is splashed out, kind of looks over and points in your direction. All right. Oh, hold on a second. We're getting some mess up nonsense we gotta fix.
Oops.
It's okay.
My bad.
I was kind of ready.
Oh, hey, Chad.
What's up, dog?
What's up, my man?
I was
Dude,
not.
if you get any more comfortable, you're gonna fall asleep.
Dude, I am so high as a kite. It feels great.
I mean, there could. Okay, moving on.
It's legal. It's
It's
medicinal.
Yeah, it's
True.
medicinal. It's not herbal. But I have the opioid crisis going on right now, so it's even better.
Anyway, who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Yeah, things got dark, and it wasn't even Hezrod's fault.
Truly.
Oh, I see. Gizo was hiding behind Chad. Okay. Perfect. So, Malika, in retort to Rethery, what would you like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna use a bonus to use my Maddening Hex.
Okay.
That's for Psychic. Then I'm gonna use Gust. So I will need a strength saving throw
From the dog.
from the dog.
Success. Kind of push the wind forward in front of you, and it kind of drops down low and kind of growls at you. All right.
That was that was all I had planned for.
Golradier. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Anything else?
Yeah, in a turn.
Okay. Golradier will, seeing this guy kind of appear and seeing the situation kind of unfolding as it goes, he says, "Hey, you!" and looks down at the guy who's kind of groggy, having been tossed into the water, to get his attention away from the others. And then he will cast the one spell. Astral Lands, I think. Thought they had Sacred Flame. Yeah, well. Yeah, that spell attack is wrong. But, yeah, that's a miss anyway. Cool. So, yeah, that's it. And then step further back, because no thanks. Fiona, this guy, kind of bald head, he is carrying the weapons as the armaments as I mentioned, kind of steps out to you, confused by your presence.
What's he wearing again?
Half plate.
Cool. So he's confused, you say?
He's surprised. He will be surprised until the start of his turn, yeah. So you have advantage on any attacks against him because he was not expecting you to be here.
Yeah. I don't know if this would be.
I need more action.
Yeah. Okay. She is going to step forward and without really missing a beat, grab onto his like pauldrons and shock and grasp.
Okay, you have advantage for the attack. It is very much a metal suit of armor.
Cool.
What'd you get?
21.
That'll work. And what was the damage?
Really sad. 5.
Okay.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
You kind of step forward. You kind of like have a mentality. You grab a hold of him, and you hear him go, "Ugh!" Slightly annoyed. All right, Alton. As Fiona kind of moves away, you can see that the larger man taller than Fiona, is able to kind of see over her, and you are no longer hidden from him.
Yep.
But he is adjacent to an ally of yours. And there's also the guy who's prone on the ground, so if you run up to him and attack him while he's prone, you'd have
Yep.
advantage there.
That's what I was going to do.
Okay.
Go up here. And then hit him with my rapier.
You have advantage. And also plus 1d4 for bless.
Let me find my rapier. Bloop.
Okay. Give me the damage with sneak attack, please.
Sneak attacks on.
Mm-hmm.
Bloop. Didn't.
Do you want me to click it for you?
I think
I can click it.
okay.
Public roll. So it'll be a total of 22 damage. You kind of rush forward. You take the rapier and you just kind of do like a quick arc like that. You watch as it comes across his neck as he's kind of turning over to stand up. And this red line kind of flicks out across the ground. Your rapier just slightly stained at the tip. And you watch him just fall to the ground, gurgling, deceased. You still have movement. 1, 2, 3. You can move 2 more squares. And then you can also use your bonus action to dash if you'd like to move even further. It looks like Fiona is very much so outclassed in the combat department by the big man she is standing toe-to-toe with.
All right, so I will move back down. So you said 3?
Mm-hmm.
One,
Oh, two.
And you said I could dash.
Yeah, which means you get to move 5 more.
Yeah.
You could be right next to Fiona if you'd like to be.
All right. Like right here.
Yep. And as you kind of approach and get around Fiona, you hear him go, "Fucking kid!"
Did he see me smite that dude that tried to throw me into the royal?
Quick recap for Hazrod. Hazrod, you swum up stealthily, landed on shore, and were like, haha. And then Avran came out of the shore and started talking to this guy. Hazrod's mentality was not we're going to talk to these people kind of thought process. So he bounded over the rock swimming and smashed War Fury into the guy. He's still in
Good.
half fish mode, so you are still bound by water. But
I mean, was this not terrifying to this man?
it was. I did the whole. I made the joking bit like it was the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, like you were Sir Lancelot coming towards them, but like it was a really short distance. Anyways,
Right.
Avran, now that Hazard has joined the fight, what would you like to do to also enter into the conflict?
He's like, oh, that's
Okay.
a weird looking fish. Oh God, it's got an axe.
So after seeing Hazrod completely destroy this man that I was trying to deceive, I will also join in and pull out the Wave Cutter Greatsword
Okay.
and hit him.
Okay.
I will use Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
on
like, I
this.
should have known that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, true. Alright, that's the first attack.
Yeah.
15.
Okay. Yeah, he as you kind of like and bring the weapon out and kind of like you bring it around in kind of like a quick, studied attack, and you watch as it goes past him, and you're like, the fuck? And as you're kind of spinning the blade back around to your back, and you can hear it whipping, and you're almost hitting yourself in the back of the head, you're looking at this guy as he's splitting in half, and one of the top half falls to the ground, and the lower half just kind of still stands there for a good couple of seconds before it falls too.
Jesus, this sword is amazing. I will run up to this one,
Uh-huh.
and I will attempt the same.
Okay.
They'll both miss, right?
Yeah, double
Yeah,
checking.
it's a 4. No,
Okay.
it's a 5.
Looking
It's
for the
5.
roll result. Yep, so you kind of bring it around, and you see him kind of like jump back away from the blade. It just kind of whips out in front of him. It doesn't exactly... You're not used to the weapon yet. Again, you are trained in greatswords, so you know how they work, but this one has that kind of woo-woo-ness to it, and you're kind of expecting the pop, because a greatsword's straight normally, but the momentum of it's drawing it back like a whip almost, and you're kind of like trying to swing in on him, but he's able to dodge well enough because you weren't expecting. You're expecting more of a straight blade, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's more of like a fluid.
Yes, very kinetic.
Okay.
It's very kinetic, and you're getting used to it.
Gotcha.
All right.
That's it.
It goes to them. You watch as every single one of them on the land there draws a hand crossbow and moves into position. The guy next to you it doesn't have a weapon drawn at all. He doesn't go for his hand crossbow. Instead, he goes for a dagger. And all of them will attack Avran. They're all just shooting at Avran.
Fair
God,
enough.
I love you, Avran.
Man, this is what I do.
1, 2,
A
3,
man of the Holy
4,
Order of Batavius.
5. Your armor class
You will not
is
betray me. 18.
3 hits for 5, 4, and 9.
5, 4, and 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then the guy with the dagger will
4 and 9.
Now, when I say dagger, you're pretty studied in weaponry. You would know it actually counts as more of a long knife. But the way he kind of pulls it and is wielding it, he's wielding it in kind of like an ice pick fashion. He's wielding it very dagger-like. He brings the first blade blow in, and you kind of quickly dodge back, bringing the wave cutter behind you and kind of stopping the momentum so you don't hurt yourself with it. He then spins the blade quickly and then stabs in at you, catching you just in the shoulder, right between pauldron and chest plate, for a total of 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
A couple of crossbow bolts stuck in the armor, a couple of crossbow bolts got in between the plating, and then the dagger kind of fluidly cuts through as well. You then hear from the inside, this would be outside and inside, the guy you are facing off against, Fiona, after kind of getting shocked by you, goes, "Aye, we've got intruders!" And it kind of echoes out. And outside, it sounds like, like someone yelling, like out at like sea. Like it kind of has like that booming sound to it. The thunder clips seem to make it amplified.
Okay, immediately, in your head.
Who's
Oh,
that?
wait.
Who's
Dig,
that?
in Dig's head, he hears, "Whatever you do, just shut that fucker up, please."
I got you.
And then the
I
guy,
pull out my gun.
and I pull out. Well, he actually has a gun.
I know he does.
He looking at you, Fiona, and then looking over to the child. He kind of
I'm Grogu.
he says, "I'm gonna kill you and your son."
That's highly offensive.
He brings
Mommy, dearest, help me.
he brings the mace to bear against you and clocks you for
Uh-oh.
8 bludgeoning damage. And immediately upon hitting you, you kind of like stars kind of like ring around the edges of your sight, and then your ears become like a ringing cacophony as he pulls the trigger. Both of you need to make a Constitution saving throw because we're in tight quartered areas and there's a loud boom happening.
Damn.
Wow. Guns are just rude.
They are. You're fine though, Fiona.
We're Constitution save.
Uh-huh.
I think I clicked
You're
it.
blessed, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
you are blessed, so you're good either way. So yeah, it's a boom kind of like there's like a bit of a ring to it, but it doesn't deafen you. But it does hit you. You look down at where he shot. You're gonna be taking 13 points of damage from the gunshot. And you kind of look down, Fiona, after like getting blasted in the side of the face, and you can see
Wait,
that.
sorry. Quick question.
Shoot.
He aims the gun at me,
Yeah.
and then I make a con save.
Well, no, he hit you, pulled the trigger. The con save was for the explosion of the gun because the room
Right.
is really close. It's a gunshot inside of a close quartered area,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
and then the bullet is hitting you.
So he has so it's a gun mace looking thing, right?
No. He has a mace and
Okay.
a gun.
Okay.
Is the gun is the bullet like is he pointing it at me? Is there any way for me to? Because I'm thinking
If you have a reaction, like sure.
I do have a reaction.
What's the
Yes.
reaction?
I would like to
Gotcha.
impose disadvantage on that gunshot.
Okay. Does a 15 still hit?
I Wait, does a bless? No, it does not include my AC.
No, Bane is how you do that. It's
Ah,
okay. It's okay.
no, my AC's 15.
Okay, so then
Jesus.
for dramatic effect, basically you feel the mace kind of slap you across the face, and you kind of like stars ringing, and then you hear the loud shot, and your ears kind of like the ringing's kind of filling your ears as well. You immediately kind of like turtle shell, like internally, mentally, and like arcanely, and you throw up whatever defense that was, and you then feel like kind of a sharp pain when you look down, and your eyes are kind of like hazily coming back into focus. You can see that he's clipped the right side of your waist, and there's blood kind of flowing out of the side of you.
Mommy, no!
It's 13 points of damage from that, so you should be at 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The mage, you see him kind of come out into the center of the room, crack his knuckles, like so, and start casting a spell. Malika, do you have any reactions to that? No?
Zizo.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You're casting at 4th level?
Yeah.
Then that will not require a check. You watch the spell kind of form. You can see this kind of ice spear kind of forming in front of him, and you kind of dismiss it with magical energies, and you watch as the shard breaks in front of him. And then give him one of these, and you see him go, interesting. I would say that the look he gives you in response, it doesn't do anything mechanically, but it's gross. I want you to understand that he looks very lecherous and gross. He is kind of looking at you like, interesting. And you're just like, ugh, gross.
Is it the old man on the bus stop?
As an NPC, he's actually referred to as the pervert. So you can
Herbert the pervert?
decide based on that.
Basement.
Again, the Patreons chose who the villain of the arc would be. It was the Demon Prince of Lust, okay? So there's a lot of aspects of Lust we're going to cover, and some of them are going to be uncomfortable. If I ever cross a line, just let me know. I will stop and back it.
Sweetie.
I did not know the extent to which the
Your fat space ass back
patron's
here.
choice would go.
Oh, yeah!
Like-
yeah! No, it's a lot. Like, watch the Saga game. It's dragons all the time because Ashmedea is their problem. It's literally dragon after dragon after dragon. It's fucking Dragon Saga Z, man. Anyway.
So wait, if
For us,
we
it's just hoe after hoe after hoe.
yeah.
yeah
Tuesday,
really.
it's-
So if we fight a
Spectacular.
dragon, are they going to be horny?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
It's
they
called
will.
a horny
Fuck.
dragon.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Like a horny toad.
Yeah.
But a dragon.
There are
now.
those too.
That said, there's no action from outside of that. The dog will go again, though. I am going to eat Malika.
You're going to eat Malika.
No. Don't make it weird.
No, I'm not. I'm saying what you said in
It's
my
too late.
my head out loud.
It misses. So like a large dog bite comes towards you, yeah, it's very much a very feral and horrid beast. The red light has started to reglow in its mouth. It's no longer like a blue, chilling aura inside of its mouth. And just standing next to it, there's this kind of sensation of that fire in its mouth isn't so much like heating the air around you, it seems to be burning off the heat around it. There's a chilling effect to this creature.
Have we found out what type of fiend this is yet?
Nobody's taken the time to study academically. But yeah, speaking of academics, Hezrod, all of the people are shooting your friend. I'm gonna
Blow him
change
up.
the fight music. This one's okay,
Also
but
known as Dr.
I'm not-
Fireball.
not feeling it.
We need some Final Fantasy VII music going.
I do have options, but don't say it out loud because then they might try and yeah. Don't say the name. Don't. I don't do requests.
Oh,
That's the best way to.
we just need the fight music from them.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do this for now. So Hezrod.
Chad, you're
Oh
muted.
yeah.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good.
Let's see here. Can I move to
I don't know. Can
Like-
you?
can I move to right here? Like, how high is this
So
ship?
you have a speed of 50 feet swim, and you have a
Yeesh.
speed of 10-foot land. So you cannot, unless you take an action to shift your legs into feet.
Yeah, so it's like as he climbs out of the water, bonus action, shift back into his feet form.
That's not what I said. It's an action to shift your feet.
Oh, I thought using that ability was a bonus action.
It is not.
Well,
That would be insanely good.
hey, I mean, okay. Let's, you know what? Fuck it. Fireball these bozos. Fuck
Yeah,
all of you.
You have Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
You have a lot of mobility outside. You can get around the ship and look around it. Like, there's lots of options here. Or
You
you
know
can
how Hezrod do, man.
go footsie mode and take
Yeah.
a walk up, a stride up the beach, all Daniel Craig style.
No. I mean, it's
Okay.
uh,
So
I'll
fireball.
I guess I could, yeah.
Okay.
I don't imagine there's a way I could get all of them. I
If your
think I can.
if your detonation is above the boat to get the guy up top, it is not going to get the guy that's currently engaged with Avran because the
Oh,
boat.
he's like up on a.
Yeah, and
up
they're up
on
on,
the
they're
thing.
kind of up on a ledge. So if you're hitting all the guys in the back line, Avran will just have to deal with this one dude. Sound good?
Would Shatter destroy the side of the boat?
It could potentially
Okay, because I'm wondering if I cast Shatter, if I could.
catch him and also break the boat
Well,
up.
if I could like, yeah, break up the boat so it like tips over and throws that guy off.
Yeah, we'll see.
So basically, like, do like a Shatter centered like right here. I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damages.
Where is Shatter? There it is.
It's a con save for shatter, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Fail, 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 fail.
I got an extra 1 damage. So that's 19 damage if they fail.
It's not enough to take out the boat, though.
Actually, let's go ahead and do. I'm gonna use my last Annihilating Edict.
Which is the maximize one.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, in actuality, what will happen is the detonation, the shatter, you kind of like, kind of focus in on the destructive power, and your eyes kind of go blank for a second, and then when they open, there are no more people there. There are a shit ton of cracks throughout the base of the rock that they were standing on, and the whole half of the boat just seems to be timber. Like there's just, or not timber, splinters. Just, yeah, they're all dead.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
and what was that?
Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're shooting the cannons and the.
Has anybody ever seen Old School?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also,
It's like,
yes.
Oh, what just happened? I just blacked out for a
They are
second.
basically shaken into nothing more than speckles of materia by the shattering force of the Annihilating Edict.
I like it.
Hezrod, done?
Yeah, and then he starts climbing out of, like, crawling menacingly out of the water towards the one survivor.
Okay. Well, you can still you can still stand adjacent to him while in fish mode. Like this is still technically water. But yeah, that's fine. Malika?
Do I take a penalty if I make a ranged Eldritch Blast attack against Doggo?
Yeah, you have disadvantage if you make range attacks while adjacent to a hostile creature.
That's fucking rude.
But you get 2 attacks.
We're gonna do our bonus damage.
Okay.
How does he look? Does he look busted up? Does he look
That'll actually bloody him.
Nice. Good job.
okay? Well, that's
As you see the wings kind of buffeting on the top of his head, like he seems to be kind of like, just kind of oozing kind of viscera out of his mouth.
Ew.
okay.
What
so
was
we're
just
gonna-
spittle is now kind of blood as well.
We are gonna. I'm just gonna take the. Well, we're gonna try it.
Okay.
Okay. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
I
Second
get
attack.
multiple blasts. Can I try another blast?
Yeah, second attack. Okay.
No.
So that is a fumble. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. Okay. So that's low enough. Your secondary attack on that would be a total of 18. Pick a number. Or say high or low.
Low.
Okay. So that will hit Alton. You basically shoot the Eldritch Blast and it kind of out through and out of a hallway, slamming into the back of Alton. Go ahead and click the damage for the blast. As if it had hit.
You dirty dog, you.
Alton takes 13 force damage.
Alright.
No, not the friendly fire.
You do not know where it came from.
So is that 45? So that'd be what? Man, I can't do math right now.
So pro tip, if you select your token and click on the red circle, then
Yep.
press minus 13, it'll do the math for you.
Oh. Well, somebody just did it. Thank
I
you.
did it. It was me. I was the one.
I love you. Thank you.
It's what I'm here for.
Keep
Okay.
my damage straight.
Malika done. Golradir. Seeing the situation kind of unfolding as it is, Golradir will kind of step to the water and in Elvish say to the creepy man, Malika, do you understand Elvish? You have no idea what he says, but it gets his attention immediately.
Wait, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. Then you hear him say, no, you and me, ignore her. And he kind of raises his hands up, and the holy symbol kind of dangles down from his wrists. The pervert turns to face Golradir, and Golradir smirks, and he casts a spell. You watch as a mass of energy kind of forms, and he casts... The word I'm clicking is...
Pervert. Popsicles.
What are you?
Basement.
What? So spiritual weapon appears behind him. It misses, and then he will cast, I think, Astral Lance. Yep, that's the base action, and I believe that this again is wrong statistically. It should be plus more, but that's gonna miss. And I will need to fix that later. So very cool moment for Golradir with a lot of swings and misses. It sounds exactly like something Elizabeth would do. It's almost like she's here. Fiona, you are up.
Okay. So when Hezrod made that big boom, where was the sound coming from? Like, I'm assuming we heard it.
Ooh, good point. It was back the way you entered.
So I would know. Can you like just do a little thing on the map where that would be?
If you're zoomed
Please.
out, yeah,
Yes.
about there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. So seeing that Elton just got blasted and not liking this guy at all, she's gonna in Elton's head, he's gonna hear, just trust me on this. She's gonna grab his hand and she's gonna cast Thunderstep.
Okay.
And she's gonna aim right here. Oh, no, I'm not in the right mode. She's gonna aim over here.
Okay. Perfect. Go ahead and throw the spell and its damage, and you teleport. You now have wet feet.
Cool.
And he, not you, Alton. You're fine.
I didn't. I was like, I didn't move myself, so.
Yeah. She teleported you and her through a very loud blast of thunder in that general direction. And I have zoomed it out so that it should be showing a bit more of the map there.
Does Fiona see this elk? Is that elk really there?
It's over on the boat. It's hundreds of feet out. It's standing on your ship. Yeah. But he takes
Thanks, Mom.
the full brunt of that 19. The last thing you see as like the force kind of, because the way I imagine Thunderstep is the force kind of pushes out as you're stepping through, and then it kind of like zooms back in when you're kind of stepped through. It's him getting slammed back into that crate behind him and it breaking, and then you're gone. All right. Fiona,
Did he take any damage?
you took a lot of damage, 19 of it. Do you want to move at all? You still have movement.
Yes, she would love to move. She sees her fish friend and kind of like muttering a curse starts let me think. I don't think she wants to go in further. So I think she's actually going to move toward Hezrod.
Okay. What you're seeing is a different vantage point of the destruction of the boat than the other two are seeing. What you see looks like it's almost as if someone kind of cored out the side of it in like an almost perfect square kind of shape. Like it looks like a perfect amount of destruction. Like there was a part of a boat there, but now there's like a part of it that seems to have been like just taken out perfectly, and there's a bunch of splinters all over the sand near it.
Fiona
And
just kind of flies.
splatters and bits of what you presume might have been people.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of like pink misty.
Yeah, it might
Nice.
still be
You're
falling.
like, where'd
Um,
this pink fog come from? What's going on?
Oh god, it's people! Alton, you are up, standing on the sands.
How do I see the movement of like the little clicky stuff?
Sure. If you pick up your token and then
Yep.
press the right, like where you're wanting to move, press the right click, you should be able to see it. And then when you let go of your token, it'll show everyone how you moved.
So is there bad guys over here?
It looks like Fiona's just moving to regroup with the party.
Okay.
Well, the majority of the party. The other two are still inside fighting a dog and a wizard.
Who's this guy? Well, I can't click.
Some
The
asshole.
dude- All right, I want to kill this asshole
Okay. You rush over to kill the asshole.
with my rapiers.
Of course.
My magical rapier.
Stab. It's not magical.
Well, it hides perfectly inside my hat.
No, it hides. Okay, fine, fair.
So I don't think there was sneak attack damage.
Yes, there is. You're
So-
adjacent to
there is?
allies.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let me click that.
And then
That
click
should.
the word rapier in the chat. If you can, I can click it for you.
Why is my sneak attack not ever working?
I don't know. It should still be clicked.
Oh, there it is.
Y-
And then
y-
rapier. Boom.
Okay. So it will go with a 13 and a 7, so 20 damage. All right. Okay. Solid. Rushes in, kind of quickly catches him in the side of the thigh. He kind of spins around. His mouth already dropped from the detonation, and then there's this child with a rapier. He knows
Then I
he's
hide.
not long for it. There's really nowhere to hide, but if you move around the side of the boat, you can, I guess. Taking that movement will provoke an opportunity attack.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
I'll just stay right here.
Avran.
Okay, so since I know it's like a whip, can I use it like a whip and try to whip him?
Yeah, again, the attack roll is just narratively
Whip
described.
it.
The attack
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
leads to the
Good.
narrative description. So yeah, go ahead and make
Yeah.
an attack.
Alright, yeah.
Okay. So
That
you're
misses.
kind of coming off like a bit worse as you're overthinking it. You keep on like when you do this next swing, you realize that the one time that it did really well is when you didn't overthink the movement of the blade. So make a second attack.
Alright, I'm gonna try again. No thinky.
Kind of spin it around over your head, trying to kind of get like a spin. But as you're kind of swinging the hilt, the blade's still up here, and you're kind of like ducking and realizing it's kind of not working the way you wanted it to. So you kind of, at the end of this turn, take the next kind of moment to kind of get it to stiffen out and like stop. Because the first attack you made, it wasn't wobbly at all. It's been one hit and a bunch of misses because the blade's been wobbly
True.
since that point.
Very true.
All right.
That's it.
You hear yelling. Fiona, you're close enough to hear that the guy inside is telling someone that they went that way and is kind of pointing. You don't know because you're just hearing them. You can't see them. You can see people kind of forming out on the sand on the beach near you. And you also hear very loud stomping on stone, which then becomes very loud stomping on sand. And also a bit of this. Okay, great. And then he will also kind of appear kind of on this cliff. He's going to point his gun down at Fiona. Loud boom sound happens. Hazard's attention is immediately drawn to it because awesome. And you see a guy pointing a gun that's smoking. You see a large burst of sand near Fiona as the bullet just narrowly misses her.
I pull out my gun.
Ezrad. Wizard and dog fight. The dog will bite again. Um, so Malika, you're able to kind of use this narrow bottleneck to kind of force the dog when it jumps to kind of miss and not get to you. You feel pretty defensive here. It's the dog is missing like crazy. And then the wizard, who is annoyed by this elf, white knighting, will. Pretty sure I'm gonna go with this. Yeah. So Malika, you watch as he begins to form a spell in his hand. Do you do anything in response?
No, I gotta protect myself from this dog. So,
Okay.
no.
You watch as ice forms in his hand, and he kind of moves his hands, pushes forward, and launches this massive cone of cold energy, slamming into Gordier, lining the walls with rime. You watch as the body that's like sitting next to Gordier freezes so much so that it just kind of breaks apart. And Gordier is severely wounded by the attack. Okay. That is it for Team Lamos. Hezron.
Team Incel.
Yeah, Team Incel over here.
Fucking kill him with my axe.
And a real quick note for the viewers at home. I will not kill a player character's character if the player is not here. Don't worry about it.
I gotta go. 1 hit point.
You're dying. One last failed death saving throw to go, and you're like, oh, oops.
Disconnect.
I forgot I had a yeah.
Oh.
Forgot I had a food in the oven.
It's like grandma's boy right now. Just go in there and pick up the hot tray in the oven.
Yes. Yes. As Rod says to Avrad, like this!
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Tell me what happens to that.
Like, he lunges up out of the water with his axe, and when he comes down with it, it like cleaves into the guy's torso. He's kind of like hanging on to him with it.
Yeah. No,
He like drags him into the ground and
except
splashes
that
back down to the water.
the thing that you said, it's a little bit more dramatic than that. It doesn't stop in him. It goes through.
Jesus Christ, merman.
And he just
Excellent.
kind of splashes to the side. You feel like a strength in your body because you are in water and you know how this is supposed to work. Like, this is the most natural attack you've had in like the past few weeks.
And it felt amazing.
And he is split in two. Do you want to do anything else?
I mean, that was my action. I can still move.
Yeah,
So
10 feet off
Ezra
the shore if you
kinda-
want.
Yeah, he crawls over to Fiona, crawls up out of the water, and he's kind of like looking up at her, like propped up with his axe, and he says, "Where are the others?"
Did the shooty boom boom guy come out?
Yeah, you
Or
can
is
see him right there.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's too far away for me to see. So
All right, Malika.
Okay. Better not shoot any of my new friends.
yeah, bad.
Okay, so we'll do this on Doggo.
Okay, go ahead and give me the damage. I fail. Oh, it's right there, 16. You kind of, focus. You see the bell form above its head. You're kind of looking at it desperately. You watch as it clangs, and you watch as it kind of knocks the dog to the side, slamming it against the wall with the necrotic force, and the dog then just kind of like slowly crumbles to the ground.
Okay, I have a bonus. As a bonus, I'm gonna shift my hex over to the head incel, and then I'm gonna move.
Are you keeping it as the same strength minus?
Uh,
I'll have you know, counterspell is a intelligence ability check. It does affect that. If he were to counterspell something, you would be able to block him from that in a way with hex.
okay, let's do int then.
Okay. So Malika done. Goldardier up. Goldardier kind of like stands up from being kind of brushed back with the ice, and you see him kind of look to the holy symbol, and he very quickly turns it right side up, and angrily kind of speaks a prayer in Elvish, and you watch as he is going to dump a lot of healing on himself to get himself back to full. That one did it, yeah. Yep. And Elvish says to the mage, "You will not win here." And then the pervert says, "You have no idea how many allies I have here." Gorodier done.
I have an army. We have a Hezrod.
And a child and Grogu. You got Grogu.
Chad, gain inspiration. Fiona, you're up.
Yeah, Fiona just kind of like,
I will say that Gorodier would back away though.
yeah, she looks back over at the person who is still shooting bullets at her and kind of points warily and says back to Hezrod, I think they're still in there fighting. Unfortunately, I was more worried about the person shooting at me. And she turns towards this person and lets out a Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Hoping they're not very wise.
All right. Yeah. You watch as the bell kind of forms above his head. It clangers, and you see his head kind of, and his eyes kind of roll into the back of his head. His pistol and his mace kind of fall from his hands as he falls the 7 or so feet down to the sand, kind of splashing into it with a kind of meaty thud. He is dead.
Ooh, okay, you said that his gun fell.
Yep. There's a gun and a morning star kind of settled out in front of where his body kind of just splashed into the sand.
He's going to immediately rush towards this gun before anyone else can run
Okay.
forward because it's horrifying.
As you kind of power slide to the gun and grab a hold of it, you look towards the guys that are coming out of the there, and you see that they are basically dressed exactly the same, and they're all pulling out pistols. So it's like a John Woo film. I'm gonna say that there were doves in the cliff above you, and like they fly out for no reason at this moment.
You see more people standing behind them, but they could be dummies.
And based solely on the nature of the hilarity there, if you do shoot during your next turn, that gun, I will give you advantage for that shot and that shot alone. Stop pulling back my curtain, you dummy.
Oh,
Amazing.
yeah, I get that. That's amazing.
Um,
That's excellent.
Alton.
So we got more guys coming out from where Fiona was.
Mm-hmm.
40 feet. I can move.
Well, no, they're kind of further south. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just move. Go back in because I got to go defeat this wizard guy. So.
This is a 7 foot in, or like kind of clip up. So.
I can just grab a hold of somebody and. What's over there? Are those dudes coming?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to go right here and hide behind Fiona.
Okay.
If I can get my... There we go. Let me grab my hide.
Looks like.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. That was weird. Okay. Make a stealth check.
That's what I'm... come on. I feel like the fat LARPer off of South Park right now.
All right. Yeah, so you rush behind Fiona and kind of like get behind her and are hidden.
Cool.
Avren.
I got your back, Mom. I got your back.
Fiona, like, is so upset by that term. Like, she's
She's up.
her
Yeah,
teeth are like grinding.
that's fine.
Jesus. Avron's gonna run 30 feet that way.
Mm-hmm.
Do. And
Yeah,
then.
Do you want to dash?
No.
You have 5 more feet.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's gonna touch his holy symbol. I think it's on his belt, right?
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna touch that, and out of it, he's gonna create flash lances, and he's gonna toss them at the first guy he sees. This guy.
Okay.
Let's cast that. Let me turn off Great Weapon Master. Flash lance 1.
All right. So
And then 3.
yeah.
I think just the first one hits.
Correct.
I don't know why it has Great Weapon Master on the.
Because you have great
Sure.
weapon master still checked.
Okay. So
Yeah,
he
it
takes
apply-
1 damage.
It applies to all damage rolls that you make if you have those things checked. So just a heads up
Gotcha.
there. All right. Avran kind of rushes forward, grabs a hold of the holy symbol at his belt, and you see lances kind of appear and flare out from it, slamming into the sand mostly, but also a mage, and or not a mage, thug. And yeah, that's it for that. Avran done. It goes to them. They all kind of step out onto the sand. They kind of look at each other like for a second, kind of confused. Then they all raise their pistols up and shoot at Fiona.
I pull out my gun.
Well, it's more of a kind of like a classic kind of Pulp Fiction style deal.
I like it.
Any reactions from you, Fiona, for the first attack?
Well, the thing is, she kind of doesn't really have any reactions. I'm thinking about this.
Nothing.
No.
Okay. Any for this? You don't have any reactions at all to do for any of these?
Ugh, no, not
Okay.
really. I'm thinking about this.
So
No.
yeah, Alton, you watch as you're kind of looking around her, and you see the guns kind of raised up, and you kind of and get behind her. Then you hear boom, 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 and you kind of look up, expecting to see like blood splatter and such. But you hear kind of like burst sounds, and Fiona, you kind of like wince as the shots fire off, and then you kind of open your eyes and realize not a single one of them hit you.
Nice. Let's go murder these
And in a
folks.
true Pulp
Fiona.
Fiction kind of fashion, there's like a ring of like bullet holes behind you on the wall.
They're stormtroopers.
Amazing.
Oh
There
no,
is
they
healing down Fiona's leg.
they have a plus 2 to attack, so it's not a
Mm.
massive attack roll. They're not proficient with them. Hezrod, you are the one that is up.
So he sees these other people step out onto the beach and shoot Fiona, and he
Oh, sorry,
flies past Avran into the water.
I keep doing this. You also see a massive skeletal creature step out behind them afterwards. It appears to be a Minotaur that is in skeletal form. And it also appears to kind of just be uttering words out of its weird skull-like head.
Is it a lich?
It almost looks like there's something inside of it, like a goo, that's kind of holding it together. It's not a traditional like skeleton, like Jason and the Argonauts kind of skeleton. It's more of a bones with like this weird ichor inside of it that seems to be kind of holding it up.
Yeah, so Hezrod slides into the water and moves to like right about here, and then he comes like lunging up out of the water again with his arms raised, and he just goes ah! And he casts Shatter again.
Well,
right here.
Yeah, I'll handle that in a second. Back to the inside. Malika, you see movement in the cave that the others left from. You think it might be them. You're not sure. But it looks like there might be others in there with them. There's like a lot of movement in that passageway. And then the wizard, currently engaging with Goradir, will
Yeesh, not a great roll.
cast Lightning Bolt.
Did you skip my turn?
No, I said stop for a second. I forgot these other guys.
Oh, okay.
Just-
I didn't know if you were just like you got confused about whose turn it was.
I got
but
confused by the fact that I have a bunch of NPCs I still need to be running.
That's yeah, I know how that goes.
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine.
Um,
Because I can't see the other half of the map. I don't know what's going on over there.
right. I will cast a spell directly at Golridir. All right. So you kind of hear a sizzle pop, and you see a line of lightning pass your viewpoint, Malika. You can kind of see Golridir gets dashed by it, kind of slammed into the wall by it. He again appears to be downed again almost, but not unconscious, like very heavily wounded by this elemental brunt that the mage keeps hurling at him. Now it's Hezrod's turn, who is casting Shatter on them, and the Shatter does 10 damage? 12 damage.
12 damage.
You cast it as a 3rd level spell?
I did.
Okay. All right. They seem to kind of shrug it off. It's not as awesome as the last one, to be sure. And
They can't all be bangers.
right. Yeah, that's it for that. Now, Malika.
To be fair, go ahead, Chad.
To be fair, I was
To
just
be
going to ask how deep the water.
The water there is about 6 feet deep.
Okay. So it's like not deep enough for me to really obscure myself.
I would say you could technically have cover, but that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
So yeah, he would just like lunge out of the water, cast Shatter,
It
and
kind
goes,
of gets up
"Ah!"
underneath.
gets
Okay.
back into the water.
Malika.
To be fair, Malika can't really see what the pervert is doing from her little hiding cove.
Do you want to step out and
So now she's stepping out.
you see him? You'd
Okay,
also
we'll do-
you'd also see above him the hex.
Okay. So we are gonna do our bonus action. Then we are going to do one. Does an 18 hit?
Does. Go ahead and give me the damage for the first one. Okay.
Ugh.
Okay. Plus
Second attack?
Wait. Plus our hex damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll do another one.
Okay, that'll also hit.
So which side are you looking at for these rolls? The left side or the right?
Left side first all the time. If the attack is
Okay.
being made with advantage, I look for the higher of the two. If the attack roll is being made with disadvantage, I look for the lower of the two.
Okay.
Yep.
Woo. One necrotic.
All right. So yeah, bursts kind of flare out. You see him kind of get dashed by it, and he goes, "Oh,
Creeper.
Golridir kind of like stands up and looks to you, Malika. Thanks. Starting to worry. Casts a spell on himself. You then watch as he, the pervert, goes, no, and starts to cast a spell in response as a reaction. Do you have a reaction to cast before I cast this reaction spell with the pervert?
God. Okay, so this is my last spell.
You don't have to waste it. Remember, your hex is attacking intelligence, so he does roll with disadvantage. But if you want to do it and just make sure it's gone, you can.
Okay, that's at level 3.
Okay, so that will get rid of his counterspell, which would have been cast at level 3. So you see him kind of, no, and you're like, no, and then you see Golridir go, thank you, as he finishes casting the spell.
This is like typical like
Blue deck
caster
bullshit.
versus caster bullshit.
Blue deck bullshit. He is going to cast, I believe this will be his second 3rd level spell here, to get himself back up a bit. So casting that at 3rd level, and if it's not enough, he will throw a healing word on himself. Yeah, he's going to throw a healing word as well. This one will be at 1st level. So he's going to go ahead and get 2132 back. All right. You see him kind of like jump back to tip-top shape, and he kind of like stands back up, kind of pulling himself up on the cliff wall, and then kind of stands a bit more proudly. Great. Gory, you're done. Fiona, you're up.
New weapon in hand. Fiona is going to point. Not really knowing the range, she's just gonna go for the one closest to her.
Okay. Make a perception check before you make the attack.
Gotcha. Perception is
Ooh.
You don't see it.
Ew.
Okay, take the shot. So
Cool.
it'll just be a dexterity roll since you aren't proficient with firearms. So just make a dexterity ability check, and that'll be your attack roll.
cool.
Ooh.
He's never seen this thing before.
So that's
My
a,
God.
that's called a misfire. That's what that's.
Wow.
She's like, why won't this thing work? And like looks in the
Yeah.
barrel.
roll a d20 for me.
Oof. I don't like
Throw it
that.
away.
Oh wait, no, sorry. You have advantage. That's not a misfire. That is just a great,
Oh.
good old fashioned. That is not a fumble. You're good. You're
Oh.
good.
Hell yeah.
You're good.
That's an Alec Baldwin.
No,
Oh,
don't.
no,
We
nope.
don't make that joke. We do not make that joke. That is not okay. TOS. No.
Too soon.
Too
Too soon.
Don't want to talk about murdering or any kind of nonsense like that. Nope.
Too dark.
Bang and a miss. Okay. What guns
She's
did
gonna
you
run
roll?
because like she can still has movement. So she's like, nope, these people are horrifying. They're shooting at me.
Okay, go ahead. And,
As she's moving, she kind of calls out to the rest of them. Let's just retreat.
okay. Fiona done. Alton, you're up. Golridier, or sorry, Hezrod and Avran do not. Do you look like you're about to retreat?
Nope.
Fuck no, I just got here.
So Alton, make your decision based on Fiona seems to want to move away. The other two seem to want to, and also your cover is blown, so you're no longer hidden.
No.
Oh yeah.
So.
Ezra's playing whack-a-mole over here.
Hezrod's doing pretty well.
Fuck it. YOLO. Yodo. You only die once. Beat him up
That's
with the
not
rapier.
true.
Yoda, you only die all the time.
True.
All right, make an attack roll. You have no advantage and no sneak attack here. That'll hit. Base damage. Okay, so 7.
Yeah. Sorry, I kept.
It's okay, no worries. I can read it. So you kind of jump in, kind of bring the rapier in. He tries to kind of block it with the pistol, but does not manage to be fast enough. All right. Bonus action. Do you want to disengage and jump back? 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4. You can move back 5.
Move back 5. Then I can. Can I hide behind the dead guy?
No, just 5. You can move back 5 feet. Sorry, 1 space.
1 space. Boom.
Yep. So you kind of jump in, smash, and then pop back. And then Avran, rushing forward past the halfling.
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
Gonna do this and then this right there.
Still with the crazy whip sword, the
Yes.
runner blade.
But-
Cutter blade.
Instead of just doing 2 attacks, I'm going to use Righteous Blow.
Okay. So that will hit. You have 2 enemies adjacent, so that means it'll be plus 4 damage.
Oh yeah.
So we're looking at 11.
All right.
You kind of have the blade straight. You kind of move with it, kind of like off to the side. You bring in the attack, kind of whispering the prayer to yourself, and throw out the weapon. And you watch as it kind of shimmer shines across the shiny blade, strikes into him. It doesn't go all the way through like last time, kind of bounces off of him, but you watch as the pop of the radiance kind of knocks him down.
Wonderful. I will also cast as a bonus action
Mhm.
Divine Favor.
Okay.
And I don't get extra attack, right?
You do. Oh no, not with Righteous Blade. Blow.
With
no,
the- yeah,
it's
okay.
a spell cast. You know.
Yes.
Okay.
I will spend my last 5 feet to step onto him
Okay.
if I can.
As he's kind of falling back, you just lift your foot, kind of step on his chest, forcing him to the ground, and like step on his chest, looking at the other two.
Fuck yeah.
That's my turn.
They kind of
You-
look at you a bit agitated and will kind of move a bit, but it doesn't look like they're moving away from you. They're kind of just kind of circling about at you. You then
Okay.
get a full line of sight at the thing that is kind of menacingly standing there.
I'm looking directly at it.
Oh, for sure.
Like, the reason that I got to this position was to go through and into that.
That makes sense. Yeah, I get it. It steps forward and kind of just reaches out down at you with its bony hand. Its fingers like blades, kind of just jutting straight down at you.
Oh yeah. What's it doing?
Both attacks, like its two fingers, kind of slam into your chest. And you can kind of feel them pierce your armor. The first one does 5 piercing and 11 poison. The second one does
Ooh.
9 piercing and 9 poison. You can see the burbling kind of
Wait.
ichor inside of it, kind of moving across the fingertips into your wounds.
Hold on. Hold
Okay.
on. Hold on.
I don't like this guy.
1 second.
Yeah.
1 second. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I
So what
either
was
have
that again about you guys wanting to stay and not run away?
I either have immunity or resistance to poison.
Are you a halfling?
I know you have immunity to disease.
No, but
Divine
with
health.
my race.
The divine magic flowing through you makes you immune to disease. And then
Yes.
being a deathless individual, you have resistance to poison damage. So
Ooh,
Okay,
nice.
so resistance.
Hell yeah.
Gotcha.
we've got a total of 20 poison damage, so you'll be taking a total of 10.
Okay, so what was the damage again? I'm so sorry.
So it'll be 10 poison after your resistance and 14
10.
piercing.
And then 14. Okay, thank you.
Are you still standing?
Of course, I'm
Okay.
the paladin.
Its fingers kind of clasp into you like that, and you can feel them kind of twisting inside of your form, and it lifts up, and you go up off of the sand a good 4 feet.
Okay, so before I do
It's
that, I need
only
to make...
about as tall as you are. It's
Oh, that's
literally
fine.
just lifting you up.
I have to do con saves for
Mhm.
divine favor. I think it's gone with the 12, right?
No, it's fine. The second attack would have been 9 plus 5, so it would have been 14. 14 half to 7, which is less than 10. 10 would have been the DC. You're
Okay,
good.
cool. All right.
All right. That's his turn. The two guys next to you take their pistols and turn them around so that they're using them as clubs, and then they have the Morning Star in hand, and they go in with like kind of like a drum beat on you.
Do it.
Now, could the pistols accidentally misfire back onto them?
They only have one shot, so no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they already used a
Currently
shot at
unloaded.
Fiona.
Yeah. They didn't.
Okay.
They didn't load them at the start of the turn, so. Two of them will. Oh, no, sorry. One of them will hit you for a total of 14 bludgeoning damage.
I'm out cold.
Boonk! And you fall to the ground. Or, sorry, you don't fall at all. You're still being held up by the thing. They're just beating on your legs and your chest, and you can kind of feel like the blood
fucked up.
draining out of you. Hezron. Time to cleric.
You didn't do
Yeah.
the wizard.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Fuck that guy too.
And gain inspiration for, not letting that one pass. That's more than fair. Thank you. He is going to, really annoyed with Golradier, turn his attention towards Malika and say, "You won't be able to heal her as quickly, and you'll watch as I heal her." Yeah, he's gonna cast a spell. So Malika, any reactions? None, right? Okay. He is going to be casting a spell. You are in a very precarious situation. Based on the nature of the room that you're in, I'm going to give you disadvantage on this save, and I'll explain why. But yeah, give me a dex saving throw. That's not very good at all. A success, even with the disadvantage. He throws a mote of flame from his hand that kind of flies over the top of your head and detonates behind you. You watch as the crates kind of sizzle off first and explode as well. Yeah, from the fireball itself, you take 13 damage.
Eesh.
From the explode, that's halved, by the way, of the 26. And from the detonations of the powder boxes, you take, looks like halved would be 3 total. And yeah, you kind of feel a force kind of push you out as that entire room becomes filled with fire from the detonation. A gush of flame. For those watching Golridir, you watch as a large gout of flame kind of envelops Malika, and he kind of like his heart sinks as he's not able to protect her, and then the fire kind of dashes away, and you see Malika kind of just drop her her gown a bit, like whipping the flame off the edges of it, and Golridir's heart kind of, oh, thank goodness. I didn't have to watch her die. All right, that is it for the spellcaster Hezron. You are the one that is up. I also love how Zizo, your good deed was punished by me casting spell at you. Sorry, Chad, go ahead.
John, you bad
It's-
person.
I am such a great
Oh,
DM.
please. No, these guys suck. Let's kill them all. So much for trying to sneak your way in. I don't know how that plan played out because I wasn't here for that part.
Sure.
Obviously it didn't go well. So seeing that his good buddy Avran is down, first thing, he pops his head up and he prepares an attack. He's going to Eldritch Blast the Minotaur twice, and then he's going to bonus action Healing Word Avran, and then he's going to move here. So, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast. I'm going to
You're attacking which one?
the Minotaur.
Neither of those will hit it.
I'm going to take I'm going to use my inspiration to take that 23.
Okay, that'll hit. Still standing, not even very well damaged. And
fine.
bonus action?
Yeah, let me roll that Healing Word. I'm going to cast that at 3rd level.
Okay.
10 points for Avran.
Now, Avrin, you kind of eyes snap back open. You are not prone. You are still being held aloft by the creature. On it,
Am I still in the water?
you have not come out of the water technically, but to kind of flop for a bit. So yeah,
I mean, am I prone or am I not prone?
you are not prone.
Okay. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
You're Gucci. I'm the one being impaled.
On initiative 1, Malika, you see a bunch of elvish women kind of rush out of the cave, kind of dressed up as scouts or huntresses. And Golridir's eyes kind of move over to them, kind of like confused. And then he looks back to the mage, and the mage kind of grins and says, in elvish, kill him, pointing towards Golridir. And the elves seem to be under some sort of compelled state and turn their attention towards him. Hezrod, stun Malika, then the one initiative tier, and then Malika, you're up.
Okay, well, that's great.
Because what we love is
Well, if
numbers.
they're compelled, maybe taking him out will be the thing to do. Okay,
Potentially.
so we'll do one Eldritch Blast.
On him?
Yeah,
Okay, what'd you hit? Oh, that is loud.
23 for 11.
Yeah. Okay. He looks like he's very well wounded at this point.
Yay.
Okay, we'll use a bonus to do this thing.
You have a second attack?
Well, I want to see if I can kill him with my bonus.
Oh, okay.
That's 4 damage.
Doesn't kill him.
Okay, and then there's also this damage.
Oh, the hex damage, yeah.
Does that kill him?
Still standing.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
He's a pervy sage.
Is he like the tank? Okay, and then we'll do another one of these.
That'll hit.
And another one of these.
It's real good. And then the ooh, this is really good stuff. Okay, so you kind of look at the situation as it's unfolding. You have that thought where he must die, and you throw forward the spell. Boom, boom. The first attack kind of slams into him. He kind of like drops to the side for a second, his hood kind of concealing his face. The second shot hits him in the core, and the entirety of the cloak kind of ripples as he kind of moves aside inside of his own space, of course, and kind of drops back a bit. You then watch as his head kind of comes up, and his hair kind of like just sweaty and dank, and his eyes kind of just filled with this weird kind of like absolutely horrific kind of like nature, he says in Elvish, "I meant her. Kill her." And they are all turning their attention to you. Golridir. Shh.
How
Will.
busted does he look?
Oh, he's fucked up. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a hot mess. He is in single digits now.
Did she chat him?
I've totally forgot the fact that she's had a spiritual weapon this whole. I'm sorry, Elizabeth's character has had a spiritual weapon this whole time. So I'm gonna attack with it again. Finally.
Wow, John. Wow.
All right. Well, yeah, that's great. Watch this Golridir says, "I don't think so," and then the Elvish blade kind of strikes him, having sat there for a while doing nothing, in the back of the head. He is struck by it. The force damage forces him forward, and he falls into the royal. Blood kind of shooting out the front of his face. The second he falls in, you watch as all of the women that you can see just kind of drop, like buckling to the ground, as if they were like their strings were cut. They don't appear dead. They appear to be breathing after the strike, and you see Golridir kind of looks over to you and says, "They're winter elves. I don't know what they're doing here." Confused. Fiona. He also, of course, does the very quick, check, like the medical, check, and says, "I think they'll be okay." Fiona.
Can I move? I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you can. You of course can.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this whole situation is increasingly upsetting. She still
So-
has a few spells left, so she'll kind of look at this one and let's see, what should she do? I think she will, because they're all still holding weapons, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she's actually going to take a few steps forward.
Yeah, they're currently the two warrior types have the Morning Star, and they're using their guns, holding the barrels, using them like cudgels. And then the big thing is holding Avran with two blade-like fingers, kind of impaled like in him, and is kind of lifting him up. It's about as tall, maybe a little taller than Avran, and it's got him a good 4 feet off of the ground, or 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah, okay, one sec. Do have to get even closer. Ugh, she hates this, but oh well.
I'll save you.
30 feet. Woo! 30 feet. Okay. Once she gets close enough, she's gonna look at the creature and think, well, you can't hold something up if you're on the ground. And casts Sapping Sting.
Strength saving throw?
On
Okay. Well,
which he'll probably pass, but
he did
let's
not.
see. Nice. I don't know why there's a plus. It should not be a hit to Sapping Sting.
Yeah, no worries.
But anyway,
A bit of necrotic damage kind of clips him in the hamstring. You watch as he kind of falls to the ground, like the energy sap from its leg. It kind of hits the ground. It's still holding on to Avran as it hits the ground. It kind of has its arm atop Avran. If it were to
Dang.
stand up, it would basically be pushing off of him. Anything else, Fiona?
Oh wait, I think I should have done 2d4. Because I'm at 5th level.
Yeah, roll a second one. Just roll a d4 real quick.
Sick.
It won't change too much on it, but yeah. Yep. Okay. Nothing else?
Now that she's used 20 feet, so she'll use the last 10 to back up again.
Okay. Alton, looking at the situation, Avran is laying he's not laying down, he's kind of on his knees, but the creature's kind of prone beneath him.
Yep.
Avran's almost like a perfect springboard, if you were, interested in that kind of thing. And the creature that's with him is currently provoking advantage because it's prone. There are also the two guys that are next to him beating the crap out of Avran with clubs.
Can I do a sneak attack? Which one looks more hurt? The one up north or?
Both of the guys are equally hurt.
Okay.
The Minotaur is pretty well hurt. but it is also in the most advantageous attack opportunity positionally. But you'll have to jump over Avran to get to it.
Yeah. I think I'll let Hezrod
Okay.
take care of the big guy, and I'll go after the thugs.
This
Can
guy
I
here?
do a... Yep. Can I do a sneak attack on him?
So yeah, it will be sneak attack, but you don't have advantage for the attack. So you do get the
Okay.
bonus damage though.
Just get in there. Do
Make
you
the
have
attack.
two? Do you have two weapons?
I got daggers, but I didn't equip them. I just had my rapier.
Plus
So
bonus
my-
action. Bonus action to disengage to get distance is better anyways. than
Oh, I got you.
to attack.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't play. I don't think I've ever played a rogue.
So I'll do my rapier. So there was no sneak attack on that?
Sneak attack is
No,
on
you
that,
get
yeah.
sneak attack.
Okay, cool. Bloop.
Damage.
Nailed it.
Okay.
Nice.
24.
As it's kind of beating the crap out of Avran, kind of watching the situation as like he falls and the Minotaur falls, you kind of rush forward. Ha! Just slamming him in the kidney. And he kind of, oh! And just dies horribly.
Nice.
In
nice.
the sand and the foam of the sea, or the foam of the lake.
And then I will hide.
Okay, so yeah, you'd move back around the way here, and you could dip into like kind of a, well, that guy's over here, but you could dip behind this little alcove here and hide. No problem. Stealthy stealth. Avran, you are still grappled. You can use your action to try and remove yourself from the grapple, or you can just fight.
Okay. Is it going to be a disadvantage or a
You're
straight
not
roll?
restrained. Yeah, the only thing that the grapple does is your speed is 0.
Oh, okay, cool. That's it. Cool, cool, cool. Is this creature an undead?
No.
Shit. Is it a fiend?
No.
Shit.
It's a
Okay.
ichor.
It's gross, is what it is.
Yeah, it's
Um,
gross.
I will use Righteous Blow.
Okay. So it'll be a +2 to the attack roll.
Okay.
Okay, so 13 misses.
Son bitch.
Oh, bitch.
Damn it.
Yeah, kind of very nimbly, kind of moves, kind of twisting you with it as well.
Wait.
Go ahead.
That was a straight roll? Since I'm grappled?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
11 minus 5 is not enough.
Okay, no, okay.
Unless
Sorry.
someone's spending inspiration or something.
No.
And you said you great weapon, right? That's
Yes.
why. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I thought, like, okay. So I was confuzzled on the fact that
Oh, you have advantage because you're attacking a prone target. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. So that still misses.
okay, it's
Yeah.
with okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
17 still misses. So as you kind of bring
Got
the
you.
blade in, it kind of twists you, and you kind of strike at it. You clip it in the bone, and you watch as it kind of like scrapes across, sparks and radiance flying off of the bones, not piercing or breaking the bone at all.
Damn it. Okay,
Done.
that's it. Yeah.
Goes to it. It stands up, and as it does so, it kind of like looms in and kind of pushes down on the claws. You automatically take 9 poison and 7 poison, which half would be 3 and 4, so 7 poison damage.
Okay.
Still standing?
Yes.
Okay. It will then use its claw attack to whip you across its frame. Make an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice.
Okay. 25.
Success.
Fucking
It
nailed
kind of pulls at you, and you kind of twist and allow it to kind of like sever from you. The blade hand comes out of you neatly with kind of like a sound as it comes out of you. A bit of your blood kind of flies, and at the momentum that it flies and hits the stone wall, like over here, you know that if it had gotten behind that throw and you weren't able to maneuver out of it, you would have been chucked into the stone wall like at baseball speeds.
Jesus. Okay.
Dude, it's
It kind of
massive.
throws it like that and then kind of turns back at you, kind of annoyed. You see the stuff inside of it kind of like liquid out and kind of start grasping at the bones and becoming more muscly.
Ooh.
The the thug rather kind of then looks at you and says, "Oi, bruv," and will make 2 attacks at you, with the bludgeons.
I should have
Um,
moved in front.
yeah,
Whether or
Sorry.
not he hits me, I'm just gonna be like, "Fuck off."
you hear him go, "Oi, bruv," and you kind of go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about you," and twist the sword and block with the hilt, neatly dodging both of those attacks or defending against both of those attacks. The fight inside is over, and yeah, Hezrod, you're up.
He doesn't really have. He flies over this way
Mhm.
in like a completely disturbingly inhuman way.
Okay,
Um,
kind of a flop.
and casts, yeah. Uh, Burning Hands.
To try and catch him and the thug.
Yeah, try to get the Minotaur and the Thug, but not
Yep.
not Avram.
Fail and fail, so 8 damage.
Let me see. That was my action. Don't really have any bonus actions I can do.
Okay.
So I think that's my turn.
Gold or Malika, you're up. Oh, and
is moving through the elves
difficult terrain. Yeah, you'll have to dash to get past them.
Okay, do that.
You could get to this room, yeah.
Okay, and that's.
And you can see that there are a couple of passageways, and you can hear the fighting outside on the sands.
Okay, I can't really see any bad guys.
Yeah, there are none in here.
What if I stop here?
That means there are some, but he's not in there.
Gorodier.
And I can hear stuff from both sides.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say again.
And I can hear stuff from both.
You know it's the same sound, but it's coming through both tunnels.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. I can't really. I'm done.
Yep. You have 5 feet more of movement actually, if you want to move.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, whichever way. Okay. Gorodier yells after you as you're rushing through. I'm gonna check on them a bit more. If you need my assistance, if they're bleeding to death, let me know.
By the way, as like Malika moves through, she's not even like looking like, oh, are they okay? She's just like looking straight forward, kind of accidentally stepping on them and not caring, and just making her way down.
That's fine. Gorodier doesn't seem to care, but like, he's not offended. You also actually kind of hear like a little bit of a liquid being poured into some sort of like decanter or container of liquids. As you get to know Gorodier more, you'll know that that's wine being poured into a glass. Fiona.
Happens a lot.
Just had a very rough situation of a back and forth with a wizard. I am taking a knee break, okay?
Right. I'll be with you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiona's like horrified, regretting ever coming here. Kind of wondering if does anyone look like they're not bleeding out right now, or does everyone look pretty shabby?
If you step to here, you would note that this guy right here is pretty much on death's door.
Sick. That's what I like to see. So she'll start edging closer anyway, because she knows that's like the only way she's gonna actually hit people. And when she sees this guy, she will let's see. What will she hit him with? I think she's going to throw flame at him.
Bruce Flame toss.
Hmm.
Okay, let's see what we got. That'll hit, and that will kill.
God.
Yeah, you throw it, it kind of catches inside of the gorget of his armor, and his head just becomes like a brazier of flame. Ah! As he falls to the ground in agony. Alton, you are up, and the creature is turning about to face off against Avran again. And you are kind of peeking around the corner and are able to see that you can get in there for a nice telling blow if you'd like.
I would like to springboard on him and hit him with my rapier.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Actually, can I make a suggestion?
What's up?
Are you planning on bonus action and hopping back?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say that you'll stop in Avran's space and then make the attack there, and then hop back from that position. You can make the
Alright.
attack in a space you can hold illegally.
Interesting.
And also, Avran, you can go ahead and move your token back because his token always appears on front for him.
Interesting.
But yeah, you feel a very strange force kind of on your back, Avran, and you realize that Alton is kind of jumping up on your shoulders and reaching down with the rapier, stabbing into the Minotaur. A very sound blow. You watch as he pulls it back. It's like pulling a bunch of the materia out of it. A very forceful blow, and it's actually with a kind of like a sickening kind of rip or tear. It kind of pulls that materia out, and it just kind of splashes onto the sands. It almost looks like the interior of like a living creature, like guts just kind of splashing out on the sands.
Disgusting.
Very gross.
So he died?
Oh no, he's still alive, but he's now
Oh,
bleeding.
shoot.
And then bonus
Chill out.
action, disengage and hop back into your cove. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
I don't
cool.
want that guy seeing me.
Aberrant. Well, you're not hidden yet. You'll have to hide on your next turn, then pop out and attack. But yeah,
All
Aberrant.
right. I am going to cast Divine Favor one more time.
Okay.
And then,
Oh, by the way, something I forgot to mention. Last turn, Bless would have
Yes.
actually fallen off.
okay. I didn't have it.
It's okay.
Going to attempt to attack. Okay.
First attack misses. Second attack hits.
Alright, so he gets hit with 1 divinity.
Divine Smite.
16 slashing. No spell slots.
Yeah, your blade kind of buckles the first time. You kind of spin it around and angrily bring it down. It straightens out at that and kind of clips into the shoulder. You watch as it severs the bone, kind of splinters it out, cuts into the viscera, and you watch as it kind of pours out, similarly to what had happened when Alton had lanced it.
Mwahaha.
Okay.
The child.
I'm going to stand there in a ready position.
Okay. The creature spins about, still having been turning from the last bit of it, and just throws its hand straight at you. Again, similarly to how it did last time.
Do it.
One of the
I'm
attacks
sorry.
will hit for 9
Alright.
piercing and 3
I'm
poison.
down.
Okay. And you watch as it kind of lances into Avran and kind of starts to kind of pull back as if it's going to throw him again. Hezron.
God damn it, man.
Only had 10 HP, man.
That'll happen.
Hezrod's going to move over here.
Mhm,
Use
mhm.
his action to cure wounds at 3rd level.
Okay.
My last 3rd level spell slot. On Avran, that is 11 hit points.
Solid.
My action. No, actually, that was my action. My bonus action, Hezrod reaches for his club and casts Shillelagh.
Okay.
So he's basically holding his axe in one hand.
Club in the other. Got it.
And then he's going to move back here so he's in the water.
Malika, you can hear the sounds of fighting, and also the sounds of agony. As you kind of come around the corner, you see this thing I've described a couple of times, holding Avran about 3 feet off of the sand, lanced on his fingertips, and just very horrifically kind of holding him aloft, getting ready to throw him. And what would you like to do in response to that?
I'm not dead.
I'm not dead yet.
Bring out your dead.
Sorry, as a bonus, I'm gonna move my
Hex.
hex onto him.
Strength checks.
Yeah.
You watch
Does-
as the X appears above his head, the wings appear, and like the descent. Avran doesn't drop all the way back down to the sand, but there's a very noticeable kind of shift in the creature's strength as it's kind of still trying to hold the armored man aloft. And then
Okay, so does a 15 hit?
it does not. You watch as the blow kind of glances off of the bone hide of the thing.
Okay, we'll try again. 21?
Where would that shot have been aimed at?
The what?
Where is that shot aimed at?
At the chest.
The chest area. Okay. So you kind of throw forward the first bolt, and you're kind of aiming to try and avoid Avran. You watch as it kind of sails over Avran's arm, an area, kind of missing him and like flying out to sea. The second shot, you kind of focus in and kind of fire it past Avran, slamming into the thing's chest. You watch as the bone breaks. It kind of splits open with kind of like a sickening sound, and the viscera kind of like starts descending out. Inside, you see a guy who looks like he's like captured inside of the thing, kind of fall out with sword wounds and like blast marks and a very designated hole in his chest. Just spill out onto the sands as the thing kind of falls down around him. And that's the end of the fight.
That was hardcore. Yeah. Avron is gonna spend
Hezron.
his.
And again, I do want to make sure, because there's if you continue this exploration process, I'm going to preface everything that we discover in Discovery here with a content warning. I just want to make sure that that is very noticed.
Oh shit. Okay.
At any point, anything is too far, just let me know. I will backtrack.
Good to know. Hezrod's gonna get his legs back, and then as soon as he gets back on land, he's gonna cut that dead guy's head off.
Okay, which one? The one that was in the
The
Minotaur
one that
thing?
fell out of the Minotaur thing.
Okay.
He doesn't know what it is, but he doesn't like the look of it, and so he, you know.
Hey, Hezrod, can you go cut the head off that mage, that pervy mage?
What? Where?
He's in the he's in the royal up there.
Malika will lead Hezrod up to see the mage over here.
So
Avron's
I will
gonna lay on
follow.
hands himself.
wait, are all these? Who are all these people? Were you fighting all these women?
Malika will just be like, "Don't worry about them. They're fine."
Well, you would come in, and Golradier would basically be holding a handful of these rings, a number of them, about 7 of them, and he kind of lifts them up and kind of looks to Fiona if she enters into the cave. Are you, Fiona, entering into the cave?
Just the very front. She doesn't want to go much further.
So Hezrod kind of follows after their new friend Malika, and he's like kind of stepping over all the passed out people everywhere, and he
Sure.
says, "What in the hell's happened here?"
Golradier explains, I don't know what these are, but each of these Hariv scouts was wearing them. You would recognize the term Hariv, meaning winter elf. It is the Elvish word for such. And you can see that these women appear to be adorned in the scout attire. Basically, they are scouts of a winter elf enclave, which I believe Golradier has mentioned that he is aware of a Hariv enclave that is near this location. And he asks, what are these? Do these have some sort of power over them? They seem to be fine, but I think they'll be asleep or unconscious for a time. And if Fiona kind of moves in to check them out, Fiona and Fiona alone can make a history check.
Okay, cool.
What is that thing?
What is what thing?
This thing. The royal. What is it?
You look down, and there's just kind of like a burbling pool of water, and inside there is a body that's being twisted around inside.
Pull that body out.
An old man who's kind of being battered across the rocks and whatnot.
How far down is the surface of the water, or this body?
About 15 feet.
Shit.
If you have a grappling hook and a rope, you could just throw it in, get a hold of him, and pull him up. I mean, it won't be pretty, but you could do it.
I don't think I have a grappling hook, but I do have a fishing spear.
That'll work. I'll allow it. So you just chuck it in with a rope attached to it, lands it into the old guy.
I tie a rope to it, and I just like
give him the
down to the dead guy's body and fish him out.
Give him the old reel. Okay. With a 16, Fiona, you would actually recognize these from Civil War studies in your early education. These are what are known as slave crowns. And slave crowns were used to take captured individuals by the conglomerate, the evil mages that fought against the old guard of Liberus and the United Peoples of Munio. They would place these crowns on the heads of captured individuals and use them to fight people that they were engaged against. So prisoners became unwitting fodder.
Damn.
These ones appear to now be inert. You know that they're kind of a use once only charm.
Interesting. Okay, she would just kind of like disdainfully point towards them and say, "That's not the kind of magic I think we should be looking at right now."
Golridir. If you explain it to Golridir, we'll kind of nod and say, if we find any others, we should destroy them. I think that's something Elizabeth would say. Not a
If you
fan of
happen to know
people.
somebody who can, I might know a guy.
Once we have, like, it's a bit closer, she would absolutely though like say, all right, does any of the dead bodies have any keys or any type of information, anything we can use before
You're
the
fishing.
gods come in?
You're fishing out the dead body. Hezron, Malika, are you standing by to watch that situation? Okay. And
Yeah, Malika is like ready to like swoop down and snatch anything magical off of that corpse.
absolutely. And Avran, are you doing anything in particular? It does look like there's some sort of room to the left. There's a passageway to the right, which the original party entered through. There is the passageways outside of the supply chamber that you passed through when you first entered in. And also, Alton, this question is also open to you. Like, is there any other directions that you two would like to go, starting with Jonah?
Okay. So I believe Avron would like to go into one of the chambers off to the left.
Okay. Just ping it or move over to it if you want to.
Yeah, I will. Sorry. I'm not at my computer.
Okay. So the one immediately left of the Royal?
Yes.
Okay. And Alton, do you follow Avran or do you want to go somewhere else?
I would like to. So we killed the guy I was looking for.
The guy that you're looking for is definitely the pervert, the leader of this cult.
So do I need to take something back showing that he's dead?
So you would know that he has a ring on his finger that signifies him as a person of interest to the Mardigan family. That's right.
Okay. I will take the ring, or cut the ring off his finger.
Take
is
the
there
whole finger, yeah, that's fine.
Is there a paladin near? So I don't want to get in trouble by...
he wandered into another room. So basically, it looks like there's kind of like a heat on the dead body. So we'll cover that in a second. I'm going to cut back to Golridir Fiona. Golridir is basically in normal Golridir mode, which I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but he kind of wallflowers, or he kind of hangs out with Fiona in the back of the party. So Golridir is with Fiona and whatever she is doing. So Fiona... he notices that you're quite wounded as well, and he's also going to throw a heal down on you as well. Because Golridir is a #1 handsome boy.
He is.
He's going to give you the heals. Is there anything that you want to do, Fiona, at that point? And you haven't got the ring yet. We're going to do that fight here in a second. There's 3 people fighting over an old man's dead body. We'll cover it in detail.
Okay.
That's the kind of stuff I look for.
Ooh, the wrinkles.
Fiona's definitely on edge. She's waiting for someone else to come out with guns. So I think she's just kind of...
Get 18 healing back.
Yeah. Waiting for this old man to surface, and then hopefully they can...
So you are sticking around as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll deal with Avran real quick. You come into the room that the individual we're referring to as the pervert came out of. And this room it kind of has like a musk to it. I don't know if you've ever had a situation where you haven't bathed for a long time and your room is kind of like, just kind of lingered in its stinkiness. It smells like an old man has been sitting here doing things for a long time. You would notice that his chair appears to be in the shape of a woman. That's almost like if you were sitting in the chair, would be kind of holding you, like sensually.
Weirdo.
Sitting in her left hand, there appears to be a small green stone, and sitting in her right hand, there appears to be what looks like a manacle, just a single round ring, an iron ring.
Okay. Can I, are they embedded into the stone?
No, they look like they're just sitting there, like they're inside of her palms.
Okay, can I take them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to pocket those real quick.
So what you'll note is that the stone that you pick up seems to be kind of stuck a little bit, but it's not so much that it's stuck by any form of like magic or anything. It just has like a weird like stickiness to it when you pick it up.
Disgusting. Okay. Cool. Great.
Use gloves.
Just gonna wipe it off on the ground or something, or
Yeah, give it an old like
Something.
polish,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just a weird green jade stone.
okay. Cool.
Okay.
And the ring or manacle?
Yeah, so it's probably I mean, it looks like it might be able to fit on a wrist or an
Oh.
arm. It looks like it's a single iron band, perfectly like shaped. There's no like work marks. It doesn't look like it was like fused together or anything. It looks like it's a perfectly perfect iron band.
And you can open and close it?
No,
Oh, no, it's just a perfect. Okay, so I'll take that.
like a more of a circlet than anything. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll take that. And having the backpack is still strapped to my chest, right?
I believe so. Yeah, you've been fighting this whole time with a backpack strapped to your chest.
Yes, indeed. Did the Minotaur happen to poke holes into it with his fingers or no?
I would say he was gunning for the shoulders, so probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
Still have
lifting
that
you up by
pearl
like.
on you?
Yeah, that's what he's
Oh.
been carrying around.
Yeah, I had the pearl like in the backpack with me.
I just remembered that.
It was
Yeah,
like a
everyone looks like
baby
a
Bjorn.
Looking like
7
Arnold
foot tall-
Schwarzenegger and Jr. in this shit.
Yeah,
I
like a 7 foot tall fat Thor.
love it.
Okay. So I'm going to since Fiona put the trick lock on it, the disgusting magic, I'm just gonna rip open the bag.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna try to focus on this pearl and like she said she heard voices from it, right? Or someone said they heard voices
No one
from
said
it?
that. No one told you about that.
No one said that? Okay. So I'm gonna take the sticky green jade.
Ew.
So I'm going to go ahead and skip from you because nothing you do with the items that you have smashing things together is going to matter. I promise.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I cannot
And then
ima-
they're like,
Appreciate
I
it.
can genuinely not imagine a way anything you do is going to be important. But for the people who are outside watching the body being fished out, you hear what sounds like metal being slapped against pearl, and stone being slapped against pearl, and metal
Sticky,
being
sticky.
slapped against stone, and yeah, it's
Stickiness.
genuine. Something fun's going on in there, but
If it doesn't stick, I'll just say fuck and I'll put it away.
for another Arnold Schwarzenegger reference, it's very kindergarten copying. Moving back into the room.
Who
of
is your
importance.
daddy and what does he do?
Hezron gets the body out. Alton grabs a hold of the hand. Hezron, you watch this happen.
okay.
Alton, do you say anything in response to the situation? Because they are looking at you a bit suspiciously.
I'm cutting off his ring finger with this ring right here. I need this.
You remember the reason why he came here. He told you what he was doing. There's no reason why you would think that this is odd.
Yeah. Ezra doesn't care. As soon as they start getting on the body, he starts looking around for something to eat and drink.
He lops off the finger. This is the point of interest. The second he does, no blood jets out.
Oh.
It looks like there is like a bloody mess in there, but there doesn't appear to be any kind of pressure. He does not seem to relinquish any of his blood or fluid. It just, you cut the finger off and you have it. And he does not start dripping.
Is there anything like significant about that like a skill
You can
would
make
discover?
Arcana, religion, or medicine. Your choice.
Let me
It
see if I
was-
can help.
It was asphyxiated.
Because of your profession, I'm going to go ahead and say that that's not enough. Like you definitely don't know much about like circulatory function. You are aware of how blood kind of matters in your profession, but this is outside of your ken.
Perception?
No, I did not say that.
Oh.
Arcana, religion, or medicine, but you can only make the check if you're trained.
Oh. Nope.
Fiona, do you want to roll? And Hezron, do you want to roll?
What are we rolling?
Why is the blood not coming out of this guy?
Because he's
What
dead.
skill is that?
He's
Of his finger specifically.
He's only been dead for a couple seconds.
because he's creepy and
Or
Can I
mid.
roll Arcana? I
Yeah,
guess?
Arcana was an option. Chad, a bit more medicine savvy. Yeah, you would note that this guy was in that royal for a while, which was strange, to be sure. You would know that there are some creatures, not any land-loving ones that you're aware of, that don't exactly bleed out when they are pierced.
Hmm.
And it appears that this guy, for whatever reason, seems to be magically or physically changed to a point where he also does not just bleed out. Another thing you would have noticed during the fight is at no point did he really bleed in the conflict.
So Hezrod puts away his fishing spear and takes his trident and flips the guy over
Mhm.
and says, "He is like a squid. He is doesn't bleed when you poke him. See?" And he like stabs him
Yeah.
3 or 4 times.
As you're doing so, the hair on his face and the hood that was kind of drawn over his head kind of fall back. And instead of an old man, you're looking down at a dead merfolk.
Hezrod stops.
Dun dun.
bum, bum,
And just looks
bum.
shocked, really. Like they don't look like anybody he knows, do they?
I would say no. But he does look like he is very much of a coastal merfolk variety. He doesn't look too dissimilar from a Hezrod, except that he didn't file his teeth and he's not swole. Like, he just looks like a scrawny, older merfolk who is also blue and dead now. He's dead.
You know,
So
that's very
what-
interesting, and Malika would just dive in and start looking through his shit to see if
Okay.
he has anything useful.
Absolutely. So you would notice that he's wearing a ring, a amulet, and he also appears to be wearing a circlet.
Unless someone's gonna fight her for it.
Malika's taking all the items
stats,
off.
all that stuff.
Fiona, you would see that magic items are basically, or potentially magical items are being boosted. And unless she has more surprises that you're unaware of, you're pretty sure she may not have the means of identifying those items. But
Yeah, Fiona just kind of like casually looks over at what's in her hands and like the circlet and the items, and casts detect magic, just as like her ability to do so.
Yep.
And specifically, she's also gonna look down at this old man fish and see if there's any like thing radiating off of them or
no.
yeah.
You would recognize that the circlet appears to be glowing with kind of a strangely pink purple light. The ring appears to be glowing with kind of a bluish color, like a bright, vibrant blue. And the amulet appears to be glowing with a bit of a kind of bluish color as well, tinged with like streaks of red. That being said, your immediate thought on the circlet is it might be some form of disguise methodology. These are not uncommon in the city. Hats of disguise or circlets of disguise, they're not uncommon.
So she points at the circlet specifically and says to Malika, "If you want to put that on, it actually might help us. I'm pretty sure if you can look like that man fish, that we can get in more smoothly to find the children."
Are you trying to say it's some kind of disguise?
Yes, I believe it is. I'm not sure exactly what its capabilities are yet, but I'm sure that if you put it on and, I don't know, thought about looking like that man, it might work. I don't really know, actually.
Malika will kind of look at it and, well, it's not really my style, and she'll hand it off to someone else to put on.
Okay. So, that said, Golridir is kind of, drinking, and you're kind of hearing clinking coming from the other way. Alton, the ring that, sorry, this was something that Fiona notices. The ring that he's holding is also glowing. the cut off ring finger ring.
She'll kind of like vaguely raise her voice. Just so all of you know who've pilfered things, they're all magic, all of them. So just be careful.
I just throw the ring in my bag.
Pilfered. I resent that. I'd say this is one fair and square battle. And she would try to like pop the circlet on the halfling's head.
Doesn't do anything.
She would take it back.
Yeah.
Mark it up.
If it is
Probably
what
requires
She's
attunement.
gonna put under her breath just so that Malika can hear. I don't think he's actually magical in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
That's
It's
right.
like, imagine just being like, if anybody puts this amulet on, they will die. Well, let's see how well that works. Come here, Alton. Try this on.
That's fine.
Well, I guess she
Actually-
didn't give him much of a choice.
He
So
takes the circlet and actually goes to Hezrod and says, not to be insensitive, but if it worked on your
Brethren?
brethren, it might work on you if you want to look like that old man.
The old skeever?
Yeah,
Why would I do that?
Float.
Hezrod's like ripping through crates, like looking for food and drink.
She just kind of sighs and she's like, "Oh, I do not have the time to explain the usefulness of disguise magic. Avran, do you want to wear it? You stick out like a sore thumb. Perhaps you should be the one to wear it."
Oh, you come in and you see
No.
that he's ripped open the bag. Your lock is just dangling near the bag's hole that he's made, and he's slamming two trinkets you're not aware of, which, if your detect magic is still going, both
still
glow. The stone appears to be glowing with conjuration magic, and the shackle appears to be glowing with enchantment. And you can see that the pearl still doesn't glow, and he's smashing things together like a kid with Tonka trucks.
Like
Fiona
it.
like stops mid sentence.
I understand what you see here, and
I
I understand how frustrated you could be at this scene of events. But I implore you.
Oh, hold on. I shift over to the creepy throne. I shift back to Avran.
I implore you.
Without a word, she just stalks toward him, hand outstretched, like a mom waiting for the
Mom!
kid to pull out of gum.
I give her the pearl.
Points to her palm, and she points to both of the magical items and says,
Oh,
"Avran, I will let you
Yes.
keep these if you can tell me what they do."
this pearl is sticky.
Well, the stone is sticky, yeah.
This stone
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
is sticky. And this circlet, it does something.
you don't have
know
the
what.
circlet. You have the pearl.
So,
No, I
No,
have
he's
the
got a
circlet.
manacle.
Yeah, manacle. This object has great power.
it doesn't take Fiona more than a millisecond to realize he doesn't have any idea what they do, because she
Yeah.
knows that the sticky stone is not a stone of stickiness. It is in actuality a sending stone.
It is a stone of
It does
stickiness.
appear to be covered with some sort of fluid residue.
Ugh.
Okay, so Fiona reaches into her bag and pulls out her old cloak that she still hasn't managed to sell, and starts wiping off the residue and like immediately like missing a beat. Avran,
Yes.
don't touch things that you don't know what they are, please. Just if you stick by that rule, I'm happy. I'll be happy,
That's
please.
fair. That is completely and understandably fair.
Looking at the situation, you know that there's probably tunnels to explore here, but these items might be of import to study as well. So do you want to, Josie, have Fiona stop for a second and identify all of these items, or do you want to continue exploring? And
Yeah.
as she's identifying stuff, if she chooses that option, does everyone else want to wait for her and take a short rest, or explore?
Yeah, I can
I'm
take a
down to
short
take
rest.
a short rest.
I have
Yeah.
like an out of character question. So,
Yeah.
like normally a magic item can't really be utilized for its magic unless it has been identified, right?
Incorrect. So if you're using a weapon that does not require attunement, playing around with it for a time will let you kind of figure out what it is, unless it's complicated.
Okay.
Like if it requires a command word or if it requires some sort of activation. You won't be able to do that without knowing what it does, and to know what it does, you have to identify it.
Go
When it
gadget.
comes to items that require attunement, which one of the items that you put on a halfling happens to be, it won't automatically, you won't know what it does unless you attune to it. Now, there are obvious problems with attuning to an item without knowing what it does, because it could be cursed. Also, note
True.
too, in my campaign setting, this is something that I've explained to the others. Some items are cursed, some items are blessed, some items have deeper lore, which requires higher castings of the spell legend lore to be able to identify what it actually does. So, like, if you get a hold of an artifact and cast Identify, you're going to know its basic components, but you may not know, like, the deeper elements of the weapon or item.
Indeed. Speaking of, could I try to focus in on my broken blade that I attuned to?
You're not attuned to it anymore. Sorry.
Shit.
Yeah, the second
Okay.
it left your hand in that bit,
Oh, it just okay. That did it. Fuck.
it's gone forever. Yeah.
Alright. Damn it.
No.
That was my baby.
So I mean, Malika has really taken possession of like at least the amulet and the ring.
Yeah.
I guess the
Can-
circlet.
Can you cast Identify?
I don't have identify. So I mean, she kind of trusts Fiona. You know, they're kind of like
Sisters.
sisters in the
Warlock,
dark arts, right?
Warlock twins.
So I mean, she'll trust her, but she'll say, "I'd really like these back. I know that you'd like to. I don't know if you can identify them. Um, but the circlet, y'all can keep. Someone can keep it, but the other two, I'd like back. Do you mind?"
Yeah, Fiona is just beyond upset with Avran, so she turns back towards Erica and says, "Of course, you'll get back everything that I took. Unlike some people." She'll turn back around.
And rush out to go identify items. If you're
Malika
taking,
will give her that look, that like, ugh, non-warlocks. What are you gonna do with them?
if you are taking a short rest, the sounds of the waves are kind of cool in here, but not loud. It's kind of just like a simple ambiance. It seems to be kind of muffled out by the nature of these tunnels. And you kind of sit down on, whatever. About 10 minutes or so into it, Gloridir kind of nods, sign of kind of like happiness to you all and says, "I think they're going to be okay." And you can actually see that the Harif scouts are actually coming too. As you're continuing the rest and the identifying is continuing, I'll get you all the item information here in a second. Maybe about 15 or 20 minutes into it, again, the Harif have not fully woken up yet. Some of them are still being tended to. You hear what sounds like a young voice kind of yell out, "Expelliarmus!" It sounds like it's coming from the south.
Is that Harry Potter?
Oh my gosh, yeah, does it sound
It sounds like someone is trying to use a magic draconic word, Fiona. Like, as you know, some wizards, it sounds like the word is being pronounced horribly incorrectly to the point where someone would write a terrible book series about it.
Yeah, sounds about right. Like a small smile go across her features. All right, I think that might be our small friend.
You hear it come out again, but this time it sounds like more strained. And the next time you hear it, it almost sounds like there's crying behind it.
Because he probably just found two bisected bodies. God knows what else.
Avron's gonna stop Fiona before she goes out. Could I have any of those back?
I thought you were gonna say, "Let me go with you to protect you." But no, you said,
no.
"Let me take the shit."
Let me take this shit.
I'll go with Fiona.
Okay, it looks
Okay.
like folks are traveling. If you are,
No. Hezrod spends his short rest looking for food and alcohol.
That's fine. There's none here. I'll kind of draw a red line that kind of shows kind of where the sound might have been coming from. And if
Hey,
you,
do you want me to stealth down there?
yeah, if you are exploring thoroughly, you should see a red line if you just follow that. That's where the sound kind of came from.
No food or booze in any of these crates?
Nope.
It's all
Ah.
drinking.
Fuck. Ezra's real angry.
Malika, Alton, Hezrod, Fiona, are you going that way? Okay.
Yes.
Eventually, you come to a larger room. Looks like you kind of pass one room that has a couple of sleeping bags in it. But this larger room that you're kind of entering into it, you see a steel cage sat kind of in the middle of the floor. And inside the cage is a, heavy set young child, probably 11-ish. Inside, looks like he is holding what appears to be a sliver of bone. And he's kind of crying as he looks down at it. As you kind of step into the room, you can see him kind of like back into the cage and kind of look up at you and go, Who are you? You're messing with William the Wise. Be afraid. And he kind of points the bone sliver at you.
Oh, I know this kid. He got taken.
It's
He's
you, Alton.
Yeah, it's you, my friend.
Are these your
I've come to
children?
rescue you.
Fiona immediately drops to her knee and pulls out the wand of missiles and says, "I'm a fellow wizard. I'm here to help you."
Oh, wow. House Montelay sent its best.
Can I pick lock on this?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Not the best.
If you look at the lock, it looks pretty crude. Hezrod, you could very easily smash it.
Do it.
And then the kid kind of scrambles out of the cage, kind of stands up. He looks like he's wearing kind of like a makeshift kind of robe, which looks actually more like it's kind of like an apron, like a carpenter's apron that's being worn backwards. And it looks like he's kind of pulled it because he is heavy set, but he's still small. He's kind of pulled it around himself and strapped it so that it's kind of got like a robe-ish kind of look. And he crosses his arms when he stands up, and he's kind of holding his wand point up, trying to look as wizardly as possible. And he says, "I knew they would send their best. What of Spike and Dabs?"
They are both safe, actually. We've managed to rescue them both.
"I knew you weren't a kid." Looks at Elton.
I'm totally a kid. Let's play some dice.
I don't have any. I'm gonna win all this kid's money.
Fiona just
Bet all
glares
your
at
gold.
Alton, and holds out her hands to him.
There we go.
But honestly, now that we've killed, she actually like immediately pauses. Disposed of some of the captors. We should get going before more show up.
Okay.
Come on,
Um,
kid. Let's go. I forgot your name, but
Are-
let's go.
Are you gonna save the ladies?
What ladies?
Pardon? What?
The
They were,
elves.
they were talking about those guys who were messing with the elves had said something about the ladies and how their leader had the ladies. And
Yeah, we saved them.
Oh yes, I'm pretty sure they're fine now.
oh, okay. I never met them. I just know that at night I could hear them screaming.
Oh, well, on that note, we should really go.
It wasn't the elves. You said the elves? They weren't elves. They were some other ladies. Ladies of the sea, they said. You see him kind of like scratch his head for a second, and he goes, "Maybe."
Murphy, did they look like
I didn't
and she
see.
calls over her shoulder, Hezrod, get over here.
I didn't see them. I just know that they're somewhere else in this dungeon. I know that. The creepy guys with the Harrigan boomsticks. They were they were trying to do stuff to the elf ladies with the weird hats, the weird
Circlets.
hats.
Mhm.
And there was a guy who's kept on hitting him and telling him not to do that. But they never did anything. I don't know. was really weird. And then, yeah, I've only been here. I haven't been here that long, but I heard them screaming.
Which direction? Can you point?
And he kind of points to the north.
Hmm.
And out of character, I said at night. I didn't mean it. I said I'm dumb. He's only been here a couple hours.
Right.
So it wasn't at night.
It wasn't at night. I lied to you.
Recently.
I was secretly a merfolk the whole time.
What?
You damn dirty liar!
Everyone's a
Oh.
merfolk.
I'm gonna
So,
go look this
Hezrod's-
way.
Yeah, Hezrod's gonna start looking and listening around.
So these bags appear to be sleeping bags and kit from the dead bandit types, and from what you can tell, it looks like they have standard gear. Looks like there's probably about 4 to 5 explorers packs worth of gear here.
Do they have food or alcohol?
Rations
Good enough for me.
And
Hezrod's
pale- and pale ale.
Fuck yeah, Hezrod's
All right,
getting
I
into it.
take some pale ale and rations.
At this
Hezrod
point,
takes the
like,
rest.
Fiona actually goes back to retrieve the others, and she knows they're going to be venturing further in to look for these women.
Averin kind of wanders off without the group. And you kind of stop at this pool of water. The pool of water is not very deep. It's maybe 6 inches deep. There's a bit of a
Okay.
swirl to it, but it doesn't seem to be too hard to traverse.
All right, everyone's gonna go to the other side of it.
John, is this a thing?
What's that? Oh. Yeah. So when you come to that point, that circle that you're looking at there, there's like a beam of light that's cascading down on that position. And when you look at it, you can see that the water seems to be deeper there as well. And if you look kind of up, you'll see that there's a hole in the ceiling that seems to go all the way up and is allowing sunlight in. It being kind of noonish at this point.
There's-
And it appears to be beaming that light down onto the water, and the deeper portion you can see what looks like the tunnel that is above it goes all the way down into the earth.
There isn't anything over here in my direction, right? The-
You come around the corner there, and you can see the broken portion of the ship, the mist that had fallen, and there appears to be a small little alcove here. There does also appear to be markings on the stone near that alcove that are hard to see, but from the direction that you're coming at it, easier to see so that you're not walking with your back against it. I had everyone make a perception check last time at that point, and they missed it. But you see it. There seem to be markings on the stone. Looks like it's something written in Merfolk.
Oh, it's merfolk?
Merfolk writing, yeah.
Alright, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Because I can't read or write merfolk. I'm gonna check. Is it deep?
This is a little bit deeper. It's probably about 3-ish feet worth of water.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna back out and scream, Hezron!
Evan! Ah! He goes running out of the room with like an armful of snacks and like a beer, like 2 beers in his hand, like charging off down the tunnels looking for Avery.
I'm over here!
Where is
To the
he?
right!
Oh my
Over-
god. Fiona hears them screaming and just like face palms.
Oh.
She's not sure if they're all dead yet, so she turns to the little boy. I'm sorry to bring this up. It's probably very traumatic, but did you remember how many men there were coming in and out?
I don't know, a lot. Maybe half a dozen, a dozen.
Okay, thank you. Did you see any that way where you heard the screaming? Did they come in and out of there often?
They when they brought me in, the merfolk the merfolk. He was a merfolk, I guess. Is that what they are?
Yes, merfolk. Yes.
The big sharp teeth, like your friend.
Most of them don't have quite as pronounced teeth, but yes, it's
Well,
like him.
The ones that we were staying with had really big sharp teeth, like sharks. And that one, he had brought me on a boat, and the guy, the big guy, shot him. And then he took me and put me in this cage. And then after a fashion, I heard some screaming. Then they were mentioning the ladies. Then the big guy came in and said something about "won't be long now, boy," or something, and then he kind of sits there for a second, thinks. Then he started beating the other guys up because they were touching on the elf ladies, and that's it.
She nods, and having been reminded of his story, she actually pulls out the sending stone, now a little bit cleaner, and gives it back to him and says, "You can use this to tell your friend Dabs and Spike that you're all right."
Well, the sending stone that you got out of the water is different from
Yeah.
the sending stone that you were taking off of Avran. There's two now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have two. Oh, okay.
Taking
Well, I gave him the one I
away
found in the
from
water
Avran.
Okay.
because I knew that was his.
And he, kind of taps it and goes, "Dabs, if you can hear me, well, you can hear me. I'm here. Okay. Wait, don't you have the sending stone that Dabs had?
Yes.
Yes.
You hear his
Oh,
voice.
he gave it back.
You hear
I
his
thought-
voice come out of your pocket, and he goes, "You're Dabs?"
She just kind of pauses and she
And then
like
he says-
again.
He says, "Dabs can't talk."
Oh yeah,
again,
Dabs can only talk to me through
right.
thieves' chants, and
Sending.
yeah.
She's like, "Oh, right. I forgot that we used it to try to locate you. Does Spike have one? Perhaps you can tell him."
No, Spike doesn't have one. You don't understand. The whole point is if people didn't know what Dabs was saying, then, like, she could hold the stone up to whoever was talking to her when I wasn't there, and then I could say the things that I know she would want to say to the person.
So was the second one Dabs's and the
Yeah.
others is his?
Yeah.
Oh, so she gives them both to him then, actually. And
Oh,
says,
great.
"Please give this back to her because I think it's really sweet what you guys have figured out your
Well,
arrangement." But
It wasn't a great idea, but it was, something.
right, I think it was actually quite smart of you, apprentice. But at the moment, you should really go and sit in the safe boat
You
while we
see,
go rescue the women.
yeah. Apprentice, yeah.
Was the sticky one his?
He kind of wandered off. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
She knew like exactly how excited he would be by that.
Yeah, he goes wherever you just told him to go.
He puts them in where? Well, okay. So
If
the
you
boat
go
that
to the blown up massive ship that Hezrod
Yeah.
blew a hole out of, it does have a rowboat inside of it
We're
that is
on the
not
river.
destroyed.
Amazing.
We
I
are.
think she would take like a moment to set it up and put him in it.
But not
And
push it.
actually, she'll actually leave one stone with him and take the other in case for some horrible reason he gets separated again.
Okay.
So she leaves him in the boat for now and says, "If anyone comes and tries to attack you or you see more men approaching, please warn us with the stone."
And Avran, you went back and got Hezrod.
No.
Oh, what did you do?
I shouted for Hezrod.
Yeah.
And
then
waited there?
Hezrod-
And no, I continued onward.
Oh,
What?
okay.
I want him to use echolocation to
Well-
find me.
We'll get back to you
Well,
then. in a bit.
Hezrod would be like running through the tunnels going, Avran! Avran! Rah!"
And Avran would respond in kind.
And
Hezrod!
I would-
Hezrod, I'm here.
I would assume, based on this, Alton, you're following Hezrod.
Yes.
And Malika, you're paying attention to this strange cavern structure. Do you want to investigate it any further? You can
No,
hear the Hezrod calling.
Yeah, I think Malika would make her way over to that group.
Okay.
To tell Hezrod once they're done, because he's probably the best swimmer in the bunch.
Yeah, you can breathe water, so that's helpful.
Actually, Avran's the best swimmer in the bunch.
It's not even close to true.
It's 100% true.
Is that not true?
So I know how he got it mixed up. So he can swim 15 feet around, and Hezrod can swim 50 feet around. That's very close. Yeah. One can do it without making checks, and the other cannot do that. So I can see how you can
Like,
get it.
Can you do this? And he like flops around like a porpoise.
On land, though.
He's like basically moonwalking in the water.
Like a magic harp. But with War Fury in hand. Ah! That's his battle
That
try.
would Avran Misty then in this scenario.
Avran, the water gets deeper. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think Fiona is definitely the trainer here.
Magikarp, I choose
She's running
you.
this shit.
It's a fair comparison, actually.
The water
I
gets
think Avron is Snorlax.
the water gets much deeper right around the bend, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, like literally you come up and then it's like up to your like low chest. Do you keep
Cool.
going?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So
you
wait, where's the merfolk right?
you wade through.
Hezrod, please put me on your shoulders.
And
so we
up,
can.
up ahead, around the bend there, before you kind of move out, you can see that floating atop the water, maybe about a dozen of these kind of very small, no bigger than like a quarter, little blobs of red floating on the surface.
Is
Don't
it
touch it.
is it like skin or
Coloration wise, it's kind of like a bright, vibrant red. Texture
Okay.
and kind of like translucency wise, it's like a jellyfish.
okay?
Don't
Cool.
touch it.
How deep is? Oh, go ahead.
The water ahead of you is probably about 5 feet deep, so you're going to be kind of like.
Okay. What were we gonna say?
I was just
Okay.
gonna. Hezrod's gonna cast light on Alton's dagger, and he's gonna. put
Yeah,
Alton
but
on his shoulder.
Avran's again leading the pack, going on by himself. Do you want to continue into the weird red?
Yeah, I also
Jelly
wanted to ask
pond?
what the merfolk writing said.
Oh, the merfolk writing said, "Do not pass. Prisoners within."
Oh,
Prisoners. Well, he takes heed of
Prisoners.
do not pass, but he really doesn't like the word prisoners. So he says, as he reads it and moves up towards Avran, he says,
We're gonna deal with Avran first. Avran, do you move into the weird jelly pool, or do you hold?
yes.
Okay. As you start to move into the water, you
Before
notice.
that, though,
Okay.
divine sense.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you move around the bend, these small little things kind of start moving towards you.
Oh shit.
As you clear around the edge, you see a landing.
Okay.
And again, content warning.
Yeah.
This is the big bit of it. There are 3 what appear to be merfolk-like women.
Mm-hmm.
Their hair appears to be like kelp. They have hair. Most merfolk do not in this setting. So you know that they're not merfolk. They just have a very merfolk-like look to them.
Mm-hmm.
Their legs appear to be spread open and tied off by chains and weights. All 3 of them. And they appear to be on these very strange looking kind of beds. Or not so much beds, like beds, but not like comfortable beds, like just metal slabs,
Yeah.
really.
like,
Yeah.
Let's cut them
Yeah.
loose.
They appear
hold
to be
on.
shackled, and they also appear to have those strange crowns on their heads.
Mm.
And what you'll notice is the ground all around them appears to be covered with arcane markings, ritual markings. Like someone was preparing something for these 3 women specifically. The weird
Alright.
jellies start to cling onto your armor.
Okay. Are they hurting me?
No, they're just.
Can
Oh.
I just like?
Do you reach to grab one?
Yes.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Fuck. Okay.
Eh,
Is this a poison or disease?
This is a poison, so you'll have advantage on the saving
Yes.
throw.
Okay. Wonderful. 23.
Yeah, you feel very groggy all of a sudden. You have the poisoned condition unless you're immune to the poison condition.
I don't think I'm immune.
Okay, then you have the poison condition, which means you have disadvantage on all attack rolls, ability checks, for an hour.
Okay.
But you feel very groggy, like something was putting you to rest. And Hezrod, you see this situation. Make a nature roll.
I also wanted to know if Hezrod knew what kinds of creatures these 3 women are.
We'll get to that.
I got
I'll say you have
six.
advantage because of the nature of this nature roll. I'm gonna give myself
Nature
advantage for that.
This nature roll.
You would know that these are known as red eyes. They're a type of jellyfish that basically have the capability of making someone very exhausted, potentially putting them to sleep. This is obviously very deadly for people who cannot breathe the water. You can see that a
Uh,
number of them are attached to Aberrant's armor.
Yeah.
And there's still a number out there that haven't moved about. Do you want to
Right.
follow behind him, or do you wish
No,
to hold back?
I know what I'm gonna do, but I also want to identify what kinds of creatures.
Yeah, move around and look at them. They appear to be sea hags.
Okay, cool. As soon as he figures out they are sea hags, he grabs Avran and starts dragging him away.
Okay.
Oh.
Roll a d100.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're grabbing a guy who's covered with these things.
Got a 5.
Yep, that's low enough. So, yeah, make a Constitution saving throw.
No. You have +4.
Got a 19.
You feel poisoned, so you don't fall asleep unconscious as the sting kind of bites into you, and you grab a hold of Avran, like you said, and pull him out.
Do I take damage?
Take no damage.
Okay, does it count as an attack?
No.
No. Avran's letting you grab him, but like he's gonna question why. They need our help.
They are sea hags, and you are covered in jellyfish.
Oh.
We need Fiona.
Alton, Malika, you are right there as they're coming back, as you were about to kind of like step into the watery thing. And you can kind of overhear what they just said. They are sea hags, and you are covered in jellyfish. And as they kind of pull Avran out, you can see that his armor has a number of these, probably like, 6 or 7 of these like little red dots. One looks like it's been squished. The other looks like it's like slithering a little bit onto Hezrod's hand. But he kind of pulls Avran out of the water and kind of moves back into that hallway.
Can I take my rapier and start flinging him off the armor?
I like it. Yep. Take a bit of time to do so, but yeah.
You guys remember the Mummy, the 2003 one,
Yeah.
where the guy was pulling the scarabs off of the wall?
Yeah.
I think that's what it's like, but
Yeah.
with the rapier, it's like.
And also a bit more of a sound when
Yeah.
they hit.
Dope.
So,
But yeah.
When Hezrod gets out, he's also killing him off himself.
You
if he
had
got him
no
off.
idea what those ritual markings meant at all.
No,
And you
but I know
definitely-
somebody who might.
Okay. You also know that with the nature.
I'm sorry. As he climbs on the shore dragging Avran, he says, "Fiona, we found something weird."
Well, real quick, with that nature roll that you got, you would also know that red eyes are very susceptible to fire. They die almost immediately upon being heated. So
No.
if you were to toss a fireball into that, like, one
Yeah,
half
I
of the
would,
chamber.
but I'm all out of the. I got no spell slots.
All right. Whose fault is that?
I literally burned through them.
All right.
Although I do have a burning hands.
Yeah, if you go in and shotgun blast them with the burning hands, then we're good.
Okay.
That's fine.
I will do that.
And then you make the way clear for Fiona to go and check it out.
Exactly. Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
We're gonna go. Everyone's going with Fiona, though, right?
Yes.
She's bringing you guys, yeah. Mostly because
Exactly. She's bringing us, not the other way around.
Okay.
mostly because again, she's just like super aware that anything could attack them at any point, and it's better to be like together, which we are so bad at doing. We always split up.
True.
That
So
does
Fiona's
happen.
determined this time to stay with you guys. So once we've all kind of reunited,
Then we go.
she'll look at. Does he still have anything left on him, Avran? Any jellies left?
I took
They
him off.
they should be next to the floor, like where he's. Where
Yeah,
he
they're
was standing.
they're splashed on the sand.
Okay.
But yeah, so he cleared the way, killed all the jellyfish that were left in this room.
Malika, you also go in to check this out as well? Okay. You immediately recognize the types of bed that they're on. They're birthing beds.
Oh.
Hezrod would not let you guys get that close.
And
Oh.
Can I tell if they have given birth recently?
they don't look like they've given birth. They look like
Do they
they're
look
being...
pregnant?
They do not look pregnant. They look like they are in the position of someone who would be pregnant, but they do not appear to be pregnant, nor do they appear to have given birth recently.
Yeah, detect magic, please.
Yeah, there's lingering magic all about. It's very residual. It's trace magic, but it's also magic that you would know is prepared magic. So a ritual is being set here. And if you are allowed to move in closer and look at the markings on the ground,
Before that, what does Hezrod know about sea hags?
sea
Or
hags.
can he talk with Fiona and sort of like come up with an idea of what to be aware of?
So sea hags are very evil, cruel, prone creatures that kind of are not too dissimilar from hags out and about in the wild. They have their origins in the Feywild. You would know that they are seen as kind of maladies to merfolk and also to sea elves, which are kind of a neighboring group of folk that are, met by merfolk in the sea. You would know that sea hags basically like to steal the children of merfolk and also of sea elves, and they are very kind of horrid creatures that form dark sororities that are kind of on the outskirts of these civilizations underwater, that are very focused on kind of empowering themselves and their orders, covens, rather than concerning themselves with others. They form dark bargains with individuals, and some, the more powerful of sea hags, can actually be powerful enough to grant would-be individuals worthy of pacts powers, a la a warlock. Patron.
Cool.
These
So,
sea hags appear to be completely comatose, inert, and unable to move.
Are they
Kill them.
are they gagged?
They are not, but they do have the crowns that we've mentioned before.
Right. So is there magic radiating off those crowns, I'm
Yeah.
assuming?
They are still glowing.
So
The
somebody's
ones-
still alive.
Yeah, the ones that you have are not, by the way. The ones that
Right.
went inert, they're no longer glowing.
Because they're
Um,
under control of the mage.
what can we deduce about the ritual? That sounds like Arcana.
Yep. If
not
you'd like to,
Hezrod's
if you'd
wheelhouse.
like to study it, Malika, are you trained in Arcana?
I'm not, but I have religion.
Mm-mm. Does anybody have training in Arcana besides Fiona?
Oh, besides me.
Hold on, let me. So Malika would kind of like slide up next to Fiona, and just kind of whisper in her ear and say, "Take a moment, darling. Just concentrate. You can do this."
Hell yeah.
All right. So you have a D4 additional to this roll. Go ahead and make the check.
Cool. That would be Arcana.
Arcana.
The D4 was more than one, so you're fine. You got the DC.
Nice.
Nice.
This ritual spell is threefold, and this will be the last thing I explain before we cut the stream. First off, there's the base level of the stream, which seems to be a very primal, old type of magic that you're familiar with, but seeing this kind of writing, this kind of sylvan writing and this kind of old magic writing, leads you to believe that there's kind of a druidic component to this. And that symbol appears to be a fertility spell that basically inspires fertility in a copulation within the circle. The second spell circle of this ritual appears to be a very illegal spell, a chronomancy spell that seems to shift time inside of the circle and move it fast forward like a super haste with inside of that circle.
Oh fuck.
And the last component of the spell appears to be a beacon, which would magnify any magic auras inside of it or any magic signaling that would be inside of it 1,000-fold when it's activated. Whatever these hags were set to do, based on that, you assume that they were going to be impregnated. Their progeny were then going to be something that would emit a natural beacon of some sort, and then it would be magnified. So whatever was seeking it would be able to find it very quickly.
Do these rooms remain intact, or do they look like they're...
The hags are intact, but based on what you're looking at here, you don't really have much idea as to how they were going to be impregnated and what they were going to be impregnated with.
kill
Why
them.
did they
Right,
not
but does it
check?
look like I don't exactly know how this would work.
Sure.
Could we like mess up the ruins
Oh,
or
you
something?
can destroy the ritual. Yeah.
Okay, that's what she would
You
absolutely start doing.
also, if you had to venture a guess, the person who was going to enact the ritual was a merfolk dressed
Kirby.
up as an old dude who's dead
Yeah,
now.
we know. We know.
She's dead. Okay.
Don't
I
use
still
the
just for
sticky.
good measure, she wants to like
I will say
throw-
this will be a point of interest for next session. The very first thing they did with the child when they had it here, and by child I mean Alton, was throw him into the royal.
Ooh.
And that is where I will end the session for tonight. And we'll pick up next week and learn more about the nature of the Coven of Thunder Cliffs. Thank you for watching.
Do, 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 do.